2001. The dawn of a new millennium. A new presidency. And a new era for NASCAR Winston Cup racing. Hello everyone and welcome to the 2001 running of the Budweiser Shootout. This invite-only preseason event features all of the pole winners from the 2000 season and new for this year, any previous winners of the Budweiser event. The lineup for our 19 starters was set by random draw, with Tony Stewart drawing the pole and Ricky Rudd starting to his outside. Also notable further back is Darrell Waltrip, starting 15th, driving the number 15 Napa Auto Parts Chevrolet for Dale Earnhardt Incorporated that his brother Michael will take over next week. Waltrip won the 1981 edition of this event and is making his final planned NASCAR Winston Cup Series appearance tonight.
And man, Bill, this is awesome to see Darrell out there one last time. What a great career, and I'm just excited to see what he can do with these boys. And we got that new aero package on these cars after Talladega last year with the wicker on the roof, and should be exciting. Should be a lot of passing.
Right you are, Chip. And here they come, rounding turn 4, crowd rising to their feet, and the pace car is about to look left towards pit road. Pace car peels off the front of the field. Stewart and Rudd have the field in their hands. Green flag in the air, and we are racing in the 2001 NASCAR Winston Cup Series season.
Man, Tony got a great launch on that start.
That he did, Chip. Can he clear Rudd going into turn 1? Almost there.
Yes, yeah, he did it. Look at that.
Nice job. Oh, here goes Rudd to the inside, though. He's going to try to cross him over.
Now, this is interesting. Dale Jarrett, is he going to try to help Tony Stewart and help himself? Or, that's his teammate, Ricky Rudd, there on the inside. You got to go with your teammate, right?
I don't know, Chip. This is a non-points exhibition race. I think there are no alliances here, as Ricky Rudd surges to the lead with Jeff Gordon and Mark Martin in tow. Completing lap 1. Cars are fully up to speed now, and lap 1 goes to Ricky Rudd at the line. Gordon now surging on bottom. With Martin still in tow, we go on board with Rudd heading in turn 1. Rudd leading on the outside. And now Gordon surging to the lead.
Whiteboard car almost clear. Is he going to move up, Bill?
Gordon staying on the bottom for now as Bill Elliott starts to fade off the draft. Gordon and Rudd now door to door going into turn 3. We are still 2 wide for the lead. Mark Martin potentially looking to make it 3 wide as we go off turn 4. And heading back to the line for lap 2. It's looking like Rudd is going to get the... We now have just 6 laps to go in this year's edition of the Budweiser Shootout. Ricky Rudd has been the dominant force on the outside, although Jeff Gordon has been holding strong. But things are starting to get interesting, aren't they, Chip?
Yeah, Steve Park here. He got a great run on the inside, and for the first time all day, we are 3 wide for the lead with 5 to go.
Rudd on the outside, Gordon middles, Park low. Who is going to give going into turn 1? No one. Although it looks like Park with Mike Skinner on that Richard Andy Dale Rad alliance is going to help his manufacturer teammate. Look at Park surging to the lead, although Skinner wants it for himself. Still 3 wide in turn 3. About to round turn 4. Will Skinner stay on the bottom with Jeff Burton. Will he go up to the top, try to block Park? And he goes to the top. Now we ride on board with Dale Earnhardt.
Man, that special Oreo paint scheme he got today looks great. Makes me hungry for Oreos, Chip. That's one fine cookie right there.
Sure it is, Chip. Anyway, Earnhardt pushing his son Dale Jr. as they go around turn 2, although Jeff Burton now leads, but the Earnhardts are going to try to stick together on the bottom and take the lead for themselves.
Here comes Bob Labonte, though. He's the defending champion of the Rick Cup Series, and he's making a run to lead there on the inside.
Still 3 wide as we are rounding turn 4 once again. Who is it going to be at the line? Labonte. And Schrader down to the inside with Joe Nemechek and Jeremy Mayfield in tow. Schrader moves up the middle.
Man, this is NASCAR. This has got those best, just the most talented drivers in the field. Really elite group right here, and this is crazy. Hopefully it doesn't turn into a big wreck coat. Oh, we got Dale down to the inside now. Is he going to try to make another run at it?
Yes, the crowd starting to surge to their feet as we're coming up on just 2 laps to go here. Jeremy Mayfield now to the lead, although Mark Martin and Dale Earnhardt are coming. 2 to go. Earnhardt with a big push from Stewart now looking for the lead. They call him Mr. Restrictor Plate for a reason, don't they, Chip?
Yes, sir, they do. He's the best in the business of this kind of stuff, although I would not count out that 20 car. He's mighty good at these Super Peabodies as well.
The 3 car now took the lead. Dale Earnhardt had won at least one event in Daytona Speed Weeks every year, dating back over a decade. He looks to continue that streak on his first try as he surges to the lead with less than 2 laps to go. Although now Tony Stewart and Dale Earnhardt Jr. are on the bottom, and it looks like Dale Earnhardt Jr. is going to help Tony Stewart pass his father and have the lead coming to the white flag.
Man, everybody, hold on to your hats. Here we go. It's going to be a close one. Terry Labonte coming on the bottom now.
Yes, Labonte on the bottom, looking back from Stewart. We got Mark Martin on the outside, Earnhardt Jr. in the middle, Labonte low. Heading through turns 1 and 2, we got Labonte looking for the lead. Although Earnhardt now wants to make another run at it, he's going to follow Terry Labonte on the bottom. Although, will there be enough time? Labonte down to block. And Mark Martin is staying very loyal to Tony Stewart there on the top. Can he make a run?
I don't know, Bill. I think Mark might have ran out of time. I think Tony's got it. They got to lay back a little bit if they want to get a run here, and I just don't see that happening.
Coming off turn 4, coming to the checkered flag. And the 22nd running of the Budweiser Shootout goes to Tony Stewart and the Home Depot Pontiac.
Man, what a race. What a race, Bill. Heck of a run, and that's just phenomenal. I mean, it's incredible. Great job by everybody, and I'm excited for the rest of the Speed Weeks now. And nice salute to Darrell Waltrip. We didn't talk about him a lot today, but the last time we saw him in a Western Cup race car, what a great career, and again, send off for him.
Welcome back to Daytona International Speedway, everybody. There are now just 3 days until the Daytona 500. Today, we run the 2 Gatorade Twin 125-mile qualifying races. Starting lineups were set last Sunday by Daytona 500 qualifying, with the odd-numbered qualifiers going into this first race and the even-numbered qualifiers going into the second. 50 teams arrived in Daytona Beach this week trying to make the 500. Only 43 will. This race's field is led off by the number 24 of Jeff Gordon, who scored the pole and is locked into that pole in the main event. The highest qualifying Dodge was Kenny Irwin Jr. in that singular number 42 car, who returned to Winston Cup action this week following that scary crash at Indianapolis Motor Speedway last July. He has made a full recovery, and NASCAR has since mandated the Hans device. Also notable in this field, Kevin Lepage in that Denny's number 16 car, same number as last year, but new owner, baseball legend Hank Aaron. We also have Truck Series champion Greg Biffle moving up to the Winston Cup Series in that Roush Racing number 97.
I'm excited to see what Greg can do this year. You know, Jack had a hard choice between Greg and runner-up Kurt Busch, but I think he made the right one. Now, Kurt is on Busch Series racing, so maybe we'll see him in Winston Cup in a few years anyway.
Further back, we've got Kenny Wallace returning to the Andy Peachtree Racing number 55 car, and Buckshot Jones moving to Eel River Racing and bringing along desperately needed sponsorship from Georgia Pacific. 25 cars set to go, top 15 guaranteed to make the race. Pace car turns towards pit road, and we are racing. Jeff Gordon and teammate Jerry Nadeau lead them off, as Dale Jarrett gets a little bit of a look to the bottom, but fairly calm so far.
Oh man, looks like some of those guys near the back, they got close to the wall. I don't know if they got into it. Still side by side up front, although that 24 car Jeff Gordon, man, he's looking good. Trying to surge out in front of his teammate, get a big push.
And it looks like Gordon will clear that 25 car as they head down the backstretch. Gordon leads. Nadeau and Dale Jarrett head-to-head for second. And we've got Kenny Irwin, the highest Dodge, riding on the outside. And rounding turn 4, it looks like Gordon will lead this first lap. Jarrett and Nadeau still side by side for second. About halfway through this twin 125 now, Jeff Gordon still leads, although Kenny Irwin is leading a charge on the inside there with Dale Jarrett. Lots of jostling going on further back in the pack.
Yes, there is. It's starting to get interesting, and those cars that are not locked into the race, they need to really start making their move. A lot of them are falling back, although it looks like, oh no, we got trouble.
Yes, the 10 of Johnny Benson appears to be blowing up, holding out Dale Earnhardt and others. Looks like Dale Earnhardt Jr., Ward Burton, Ricky Craven. And what a lifeline that is for some of those cars that managed to get through that are not locked into this race, while also putting in jeopardy several major contenders.
Yeah, it looks like Dave Marcus and that 71 car is one of the ones that got through, as well as Seth Strickland. Both of them, they almost certainly have to get in the top 15 if they want to make the Daytona 500.
Meanwhile, up front, Gordon and Irwin still door-to-door. Irwin leads them at the line this time, as Dale Jarrett and Matt Kenseth look to make a move on the bottom.
Yeah, we also got to give an attaboy to Jeff Purvis there, that well-sponsored 51 car Phoenix.
Gordon and Irwin still door-to-door has become the 2 laps to go. Now we've got that 16 car, that new Hank Aaron team of Kevin Lepage on the bottom, and further back, Dave Marcus, the 59-year-old, appears to possibly be in position to make this Daytona 500. We go on board with Phil Elliott, the Dodge number 9. On the outside, Marcus on the bottom in that transfer spot as they run right now. Further back, Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Dale Earnhardt Sr. both appear to probably have to fall back on a provisional to make the race. Ward Burton as well. Rick Mass, I'm afraid, may not. And Ricky Craven, we'll see. Coming to the white flag now, Jeff Gordon, Kenny Irwin up front. That second pack, Dave Marcus in the 500. Can Hutch Strickland or that 27 car or Buckshot Jones get there either? Gordon and Irwin, door-to-door, still down the back.
Man, that 51 car, he's going to be the Cinderella story of this 500. He might start in the top 10.
Yes, Jeff Purvis looking at a potential top 10 start there on the inside, as we've also got Kevin Lepage in this pack with that new team. Irwin and Gordon off the corner.
It's going to be close. Oh my gosh, it's going to be so close. They're going crazy. I don't know who's going to get out.
So close to call, but I think it might be Kenny Irwin. And further back, the 59-year-old Dave Marcus in the 71 makes the 500. Jones and Strickland narrowly missed the top 15. But let's take a look at a replay of that finish. And at the very last second here, you can see, Chip, Irwin surges to the lead.
If ain't that just the closest finish I've ever seen. Look at this again. Come on, it don't get much better than that.
No, it does not, Chip. So by virtue of being locked into his studies, Mr. Jeff Gordon will lead the Daytona 500 field on Sunday, but Kenny Irwin, dual number 1 winner, will start third. Now that we've had a moment to reset, we re-rack 25 cars for the second Gatorade Twin 125 of the day. This one is led off by 2000 Winston Cup Series champion Bobby Labonte, with his teammate Tony Stewart on the outside. Like Jeff Gordon, Labonte is locked into his front row starting position, while all other outside positions in rows 2 for 15 will be determined by the finishing order of this race, followed by, of course, the next 5 on time, and then finally the 8 provisional slots. Looking back further in the field, let's highlight Ryan Newman, making the first of his 7 starts this season in preparation for a full-time Winston Cup campaign in 2002.
Man, remember, folks, that's number 02. We also got 2 right to Wallace. Well, I get compete sometimes, but yeah, Newman is a 02.
Yes, thank you for that clarification, Chip. And then further back in the field, we've got the Pettys, 2 of them this time. Kyle Petty in that Hot Wheels Dodge, not Pontiac in 2001. And of course, his son Adam. turns to Winston Cup, similar to Kenny Irwin after his recovery from his scary wreck in the after last year.
And on the outside there, we got that new team, Rock Racing, owned by none other than Dwayne the Rock Johnson. That man, is he awesome?
Yes, Dwayne Johnson bought out the number 60 car of Joe Bessie Racing last year and had hired Hermie Sadler to drive for that 2 startup team, and broke a deal with WWF owner Vince McMahon to have WWF on the hood of that car.
Man, it's a great looking car, although for some reason it kind of reminds me of some wildlife. I don't know why that is. Is that one of those for you, Bill?
For legal reasons, I don't think I should answer that question. But anyway, the field now coming off turn 4, and the pace car will be heading towards pit road here shortly. The field now in the hands of Labonte and Stewart. Once again, the crowd is rising to their feet. Green flag in the air, and we are racing in the second Gatorade Twin 125 of 2001.
Good start by everybody. Not too much happening back there. Looks like Mayfield, that 12th car, a little look the inside. Almost got to miss you. Robbie Gordon in the McDonald's 96. He's going to the inside.
Yes, Robbie Gordon, that new second team for PPI Motorsports, bringing over that McDonald's sponsorship that had been with Bill Elliott's now defunct team for several years. Robbie Gordon looks to be making a pretty good early move there on the inside.
And that Rock Racing 94 car is moving around the back too. And here we've got Ricky Rudd in the 28 coming to the inside of Bob Labonte. And looks like Rudd might has a chance here to lead that first lap.
Yes, Rudd out front. We go on board with him. It's going to be close at the line. But Rudd will edge out Labonte there. And now Steve Park in that one car pushing Ricky Rudd on the inside. Heading down the backstretch now for the third time. Labonte outside. Rudd still to his inside, but we got Mike Wallace with a push from Jimmy Spencer coming down the inside. And they're 3 wide, almost 4 wide for second place.
I don't know about this, boys. They're getting a little tight. Will Rudd be able to get up in front of Stewart here? And is he clear? Oh, no, contact. Big wreck, big wreck.
Yes, trouble off turn 4. Rudd involved. The 94 of Hermie Sadler. With the 1 of Steve Park.
Oh, no, not Hermie. That 494 car right out don't make the race.
Looks like Tony Stewart is involved here as well. Look at the replay. Rudd just gets tagged by Stewart. And chaos ensues. The 94 gets into the 1 car.
Rudd went for quite a spin there. Let's look at it from the helicopter here. Oh, man, Rudd just got tagged. Looks like the 21 car there, Elliott Sadler, got some damage. Perhaps even that 36 of Kenny Schrader.
On board with Rudd now at the replay. Yeah, the 7's on the inside there. Looks like he just moves up and nowhere for Rudd to go. Hard hit there by Stewart. Gets a little bit of air under that 28 car. So now we are coming to the restart. Field still led by Labonte with the 26 of Jimmy Spencer and the 7 of Mike Wallace in third.
And Mike Wallace is one lucky driver there. You know, he kind of caused that big wreck, and now he's running third. Doesn't seem quite fair to me. But I don't make the rules around here.
That's probably a good thing. Anyway, we've got Terry Labonte moving to the inside there, and that Kellogg's 5 car, new for this year, with Tony the Tiger on the hood. Further back, we look at the Petties, number 45 of Adam, number 44 of Kyle, and just like in duel number 1 with Johnny Benson's blow-up, an accident has really provided an opportunity here for some of these cars that have to get in the top 15 to make the show. Particularly that 45 car has almost no owner points, and the 44, I believe, was 43rd last year, so he is by no means safe either. Meanwhile, further up, one car that is looking to be in the top 15 is Ryan Newman in the 02. He too has to finish in the top 15, and looks like he may do so.
And don't forget too, actually Michael Waltrip in a 15. That's another car that has to be in the top 15. That 15 car, the 3rd DEI team, is new for this year as well.
Yes, good point, Chip. Now 3 wide for second place, Terry Labonte and Jeremy Mayfield there on the bottom. Bobby Labonte, the younger brother of Terry, still leading on the outside.
You know, I think that's pretty cool. We got 2 brothers that are both the Winston Cup champions. Terry's won 2, and Bobby Darrell is the defending champion.
Yes, a very successful family in this series indeed, Chip. Go on board with Robbie Gordon in the middle here, that 96 car, looking ahead.
He's Robbie has to get in the 500 on top 15 as well, and he's in great position to do so. And for coming to white flag.
Yes, white flag is out now. Labonte side by side up front. Robbie Gordon, Michael Waltrip, and Ryan Newman are in position to transfer. It's unfortunately looking like it may not be enough for the Petties further back. The 45 of Adam Petty and the 44 of his father, Kyle. Cars moving around in this lead pack, jostling for every starting position. But again, Ryan Newman and Michael Waltrip on the inside. The Labonte is still too wide for the lead.
Here comes Casey Atwood, that rookie on the inside. He got another car that has to get in the 500 in the top 15, and he might just win this whole thing.
Yes, third wide. Come on. Location is going to be Terry Labonte, just like the skill.
And just like in race one, the outside pole sitter finishes second to a car that just gained bragging rights, but is going to have to follow him in the 500.
And man, what a run by Casey Atwood. He's going to get to start 6th in the Daytona 500. And great job, Robbie Gordon, that new team. Heartbreak for the Petties, though. Man, that's just too bad. Both a 44 and a 45 are going to have to go home.
Yes, they're both on that list of 7 cars that unfortunately will not get to race on Sunday. And here we are, everybody. It's finally the big day for the 43rd annual running of the Great American Race, the Daytona 500. Led off by pole sitter Jeff Gordon in that 24 car on the inside. New paint scheme this year, that flame DuPont car, opposed to the rainbow scheme that we've been used to the past few years. And reigning Winston Cup Series champion Bobby Labonte, who is outside. Say, Chip, who are you watching in this race?
Well, I got to tell you, I'm watching that 19 car of Casey Atwood. You know, he's a rookie, just 20 years old, and he had a heck of a run in that win 125 on Thursday and almost won that race. And I think he could be a contender to win this race. Real young kid, real spark kid. I could see him being in this Texas Cup Series for a very long time.
For sure, one to watch, Chip. But I'm looking further back at all of those cars that had to use provisionals. Ricky Rudd wrecked out of his twin 125 and had to go to a backup car. Johnny Benson blew a motor in his 125, had to go to a backup motor, is starting far back. And don't forget the Earnhardts, both of whom got stuck behind Johnny Benson in that race and are also using provisionals. Chip, I know we've had a few good exhibition races this week, but are you ready to get the Winston Cup Championship started?
Are you kidding me, Bill? I've been up all night. I'm on Gatorade and coffee and all those other things. Let's get her done. Let's go.
Well, let's not keep Chip in America waiting any longer. Hayscar turns toward pit road. Labonte and Gordon have the field in their hand, and the green flag is in the air on the 43rd running of the Daytona 500.
Good luck for Jeffy G there. He's going to get in front of Bobby. And, of course, you got to remember his teammate, Terry Labonte, and Bobby's brother is back there in the 5-car line, 18.
We also see Kenny Irwin there, perhaps making an early move. That 42 car was very strong in that 125, won that 125. Again, started third because Gordon had already locked himself into the front row, similar to Terry Labonte there on the outside in the back. But Gordon is still leading for now, though it looks like Irwin is going to get a run here going into turn 3.
Yeah, I want that 42. You know, this is Dodge's first race back in Winston Cup. There were 8 of them in the field day. Kyle and Adam Petty did not make the field. There were 10 that tried to, and it looks like they are going to lead the first lap.
Yes, 5 bonus points, the first of the year, to Kenny Irwin Jr. in that 42 car, although it looks like Jeff Gordon would like some bonus points for himself as he comes back to the inside.
Dale Jarrett haven't talked too much about Ford yet, but at 88, new sponsor, UPS this year. Go on board with him, and here, put Jeff Gordon out front there.
And now it looks like Gordon has a pretty commanding lead. Further back, we'll go on board with Ricky Rudd, Jarrett's teammate, who is slowly starting to make his way through this field. Still a long way to go, though, doesn't he, Chip?
Yes, sir, he does. We got Ricky Rudd back there, Johnny Benson, Dale Jr., Dale Sr., Bill Elliott in the 9 car. And here comes the pack off of turn 4.
Gordon and Jarrett still lead the way here at Daytona, almost a quarter of the way through, although we've got Tony Stewart in the 20 car, winner of last week's Budweiser Shootout, making a run here on the inside now.
We got Jeff Burton in that 99 Citgo car, another his sponsor this year, and his teammate there, Matt Kenseth in the 17. We see him looking out the front of Bill Elliott here. Matt Kenseth was the Rookie of the Year last year. We got that special all-yellow paint scheme on there for that. And looks like he's going to push his teammate Jeff Burton out to the lead.
As the pack comes around turn 4 onto the home stretch, will Jeff Burton get his first bonus points of 2001? Looks like just barely, as his teammate Matt Kenseth has decided to go it alone and see if he can take the lead now.
And I tell you, this aero package, last year, Bill, we had only like 10 lead changes at Daytona 500. This year, we've almost had that already. We're only like a quarter of the way through. We got Bill Elliott up front now, Matt Kenseth, that 93 car of Dave Blaney. Actually, a couple Dodgers there on the inside. We talked a lot about Kenny Irwin this week, but I think those other Dodgers can contend too.
Yes, Bill Elliott, for the first time in several years, is no longer an owner driver. He is driving for Ray Everham, that new 2-car team with Casey Atwood as his teammate. As now it looks like Matt Kenseth led that lap, but another car there on the inside. Actually, that is Ryan Newman, running a part-time schedule this year, making only his second Winston Cup start, but certainly making his presence known.
And look, that didn't take too long. Look, he's on the inside, both the Earnhardt, father and son, Dale Jr., Dale Sr. I can't believe how quickly they made it through this field. We're not even halfway yet.
Although things do appear to have stalled out a little bit for the Earnhardts, Dale Jr. moves up that middle line, although Dale Sr. is still leading the charge through on the bottom. 3 years ago, he won the Daytona 500 for the first time after 20 attempts. Can he win it for a second?
And Kenseth still leading here at Daytona. Earnhardt's falling back a little bit. Looks like we got Sterling Marlin there on the inside. Although another one of those DEI cars, Steve Park, is being pushed to the lead.
Yes, the Dale Earnhardt Incorporated cars, all owned by Dale Earnhardt, Steve Park, Dale Earnhardt Jr., and Michael Waltrip. That third 15 car all having a good day, although it looks like 2 Fords are now coming behind Steve Park. That Jasper Motorsport 77 car of Robert Presley, and another single car team, the 16 car, the new Hank Aaron Motorsports team with Kevin Lepage and that Denny's machine.
Yes, and don't look now, but Jerry Nadeau, one of those Hendrick Motorsports cars that started the day very strong, he's back up to second place and actually looking to go for the lead now.
Nadeau on the bottom, followed by, and the 25 car is still leading here at Daytona. Tony Stewart and Johnny Benson. And look who's behind Johnny Benson, Ricky Rudd. Both of those cars had issues in the twin 125s. Had to go to a backup motor, backup car respectively, and look at this, Chip. They are now leading the Daytona 500. Johnny Benson in the middle, and now Ricky Rudd, who we go on board with, heading to the bottom.
Yeah, I tell you what, I mean, that's the thing that's amazing about this race. You can go from the back to the front, all in the same run, and I mean, it's just super competitive out there, and I think that speaks to the strength of these teams, too. They were able to turn around and get good cars, even after they put the primaries in the dumpster after...
Rudd and Benson still out front. Ricky Rudd's been leading for a few laps, but now it looks like Johnny Benson is going to try to cross back over on the inside. Things have gotten a little bit calmer up front, Chip. Say this pack is thinned out, more single file. Although there's a hungry group of cars back there. If these cars get too far out, they're going to start to reel them all back in.
Yeah, I'd be a little bit worried about that if I was Johnny Benson in that 10 car, although he's having a heck of a run today. You know, he was so strong last year in this race, nearly had it won when he didn't even have a sponsor, but then he got railroaded by those Fords at the end. If we go looking at the helicopter, we got a couple more Dodges we haven't talked about yet today. Ward Burton and Sterling Marlin. Looks like Sterling, who won this race twice, making a move on the inside.
We go on board now with Kevin. Sterling Marlin leading on the outside as Kenny Wallace in that 55 car returning for another year to Andy Petrie Racing, followed by Jeff Burton there on the inside. Also want to give an attaboy to that 51 of Jeff Purvis. Unsponsored. We didn't even know if he would make the race this week. He got a great finish in that 125 race on Thursday, and now here he is running the top 10 of the Daytona 500 as Stacy Compton, that single car team. Melling Racing, the 92, has taken the lead. Although Matt Kenseth appears to be making another run at it here with Ken Schrader in that M&M's machine, that number 36 Pontiac, coming on the inside as well.
And, we've just seen so many different players in this Daytona 500. I'm not completely sure who the strong car is right now. Although I do have to say, Matt Kenseth looking to lead here again. He appears to be one that can...
Kenseth leading with the 92 of Compton still behind him, although here comes Kenny Irwin again.
And like Matt Kenseth, he's gone from the front to the back and now back to the front. It's going to be close on this lap. Looks like he might get there, get another lap led. Although we got Johnny Benson, Dale Jarrett back on the inside. 10 cars strong. And hey, we got to also point out Dave Marcus there, the 71 car. Another car had to make the race on speed. He's 59 years old, missed the race last year, and having a great run out there. And hey, there he is, my boy Casey Atwood, number 19 rookie. And I said he'd be strong today, Bill. Look at that. He's running the top 10 as we're getting down to the wire in this race, this closing stages.
Yes, Atwood certainly having an impressive run, although Kenny Irwin continues to lead with Johnny Benson to his inside. Yeah, you have to wonder about Kenny Irwin. He's making his return to Winston Cup points racing today. Can he pull this off and get his first career Winston Cup win after returning from that harrowing crash? Johnny Benson once again leading the Daytona 500. Kenny Irwin to his middle, and now Kenny Irwin's fellow Indiana native Tony Stewart coming on the bottom.
And look at that, Ryan Newman 02 car is up there again too, Bill. And don't forget Dale Earnhardt with Jeff Gordon there on the bottom too. Dale Jarrett looking to make a move.
And now, Kenny Irwin still leads, but Ricky Rudd making another run on the inside. He's actually going to leave his teammate, Dale Jarrett, behind Irwin on the outside.
And Ricky Rudd, as we've talked about several times, had to go to the backup car, came from the back today. And now, as we're coming up on these closing stages of this Daytona 500, he's potentially in position for a win.
Ricky Rudd has been in the Winston Cup Series for 27 years now. This is the start of his 27th season, and he's won 20 points races, had an amazing career, but he has never won this race, the Great American Race. And that's really one of the last things outside of Winston Cup Championship for him to try to accomplish.
And then you talk about the contrast there. You got Ricky Rudd, the experienced veteran, and then Kenny Irwin, starting his 4th season, having never run a race. Never won a Winston Cup race. I mean, again, you couldn't get 2 more different drivers. And talk about irony, too. Kenny Irwin, Bill, used to drive that 28 car, the Havoline Ford Taurus for Robert Yates Racing until just a couple of years ago. So that must be a little weird seeing it all right to his inside as they're door across the line here. Irwin still leading.
And, we haven't talked about him too much since the start, Chip, but Bobby Labonte in that 18 car has started to be back into view a little bit as well, with Joe Nemechek in that 33 there, and Sterling Marlin once again, followed by Matt Kenseth, arguably the strongest car of the day, behind him. Pretty calm up front right now. Steve Park potentially trying to make a move back there. And this is coming to 2 to go this time by. And it's going to be close at the line, but Rudd is just going to edge Irwin this time.
And I have a feeling if they stay like this, it's going to be that close every lap from here on out. Although I would not count on these boys staying double file like this. I mean, it's a Daytona 500. They all want to win.
You know, Chip, unlike the other race this week, this is a points race. They don't want to just wad up their cars. They want to win the Daytona 500, but they would also like to challenge for that Winston Cup title at season's end.
Yeah, good point, Bill. But still, I think somebody's going to make a move here as we're coming up on a white flag. Irwin and Rudd, you know, they got a lot of help, but looks like Steve Park may be the one with the move. And looks like Denny Irwin just barely had him at the line this time.
White flag in the air now from Daytona. We're going to have to see, can Steve Park get a third line going on the inside? And if not, who is going to make it back first? It looks like Bobby Labonte potentially with a look to Rudd's inside now. Can he win the Daytona 500?
I don't know. That might have been his chance right there. Something's going to happen soon. Otherwise, they're going to have ourselves a good old drag race between the 42 and 28.
And that appears to be where we're heading, Chip. Going around turns 3 and 4 for the final time. Rudd and Irwin, side by side, door to door. Which line's going to get the better push? 42 moving ahead now, coming down to the wire. It's going to be close. Man, that's difficult to call, but yes, Ricky Rudd wins the 2001 Daytona 500. Look at that again, Chip. That is phenomenal.
You know, we've had a lot of close finishes this week, Bill, but that's definitely the most amazing one. And talk about amazing. Ricky Rudd, 21st career Winston Cup win with the series for 27 years, come in the Daytona 500. First time he's won this race, and he's leading the points now, too.
Yes, with that victory, Ricky Rudd now leads the Winston Cup standings. We've also got Kenny Irwin up there. Good run for Robert Presley in that 77 car as well. Yeah, just a phenomenal race, and I'm excited to see where this season goes next week in Rockingham, North Carolina. Welcome to Rockingham, North Carolina, the site of the second race of the 2001 NASCAR Winston Cup Series, the Duralube 400. Today's field is led off by the number 40 of Sterling Marlin in the first pole for Dodge in their return to the NASCAR Winston Cup Series. There are 8 Dodges in the field today, as once again, Kyle and Adam Petty failed to qualify. The other cars going home are Dave Marcus in that 71 car, Rick Mast in the 50, and Hut Strickland in the 90. 3 cars that failed to make the 500 last week were able to get provisionals today, the 32 of Ricky Craven, the 94 of Hermie Sadler, and the 27 of Buckshot Jones.
Man, Bill, it's great to see that 94 Rock racing car in the field today. Such a nice-looking race car, and we'll have to see how they do.
Yes, indeed. Coming to the green flag here, Marlin and Bobby Labonte to his outside. Green flag in the air, and a great jump from Marlin. He will easily clear Labonte on this start.
We got Ricky Rudd, Daytona 500 winner, back there in third place, making a pass on Jerry Nadeau. He's going to clear him off turn 2, and looks like Sterling's really got a fast car here.
Yes, that Coors Light Silver Bullet really has been as fast as a bullet this week. Great in practice, and he will easily lead the first lap for 5 Winston Cup bonus points.
Bobby Labonte, though, that 18 looks pretty fast. The old Pontiac is staying right there on the bumper of Sterling Marlin as they head down here towards turn 3.
Yes, we go on board with Labonte right now, and you can see they're really getting quite a bit of slide through the corners there. It's going to be a race of tire wear today, Chip, to see who can slide the least in the corners and get the speed over the long run.
It looks like Bobby Labonte possibly would look there to the inside on a 40 car. He's going to wait here for a second, see if he can get a better run off turn 4. It looks like he might.
Yes, Labonte looking low. Marlin will lead, but possibly not for long.
Yeah, Labonte really drove it in there deep, side by side with the 40 car, and he is clear coming off turn 2.
And for the first time this season, the defending Winston Cup champion is out front. Although now we've got the defending race winner, Ricky Rudd, up to second place.
And I think, you know, that win of Daytona 500 last week, it was such a shot in the arm of his 2018 I think they could really make a run at this championship this year. We said last week there were two things Ricky Rudd has not done yet, and that was win a Daytona 500, which he's now done, and win the Winston Cup. So maybe this will be the year he does both.
Certainly something to watch for sure, although we've got Tony Stewart, Bobby Labonte's teammate, coming to the inside of Ricky Rudd now. It looks like he's going to easily make that pass. So Joe Gibbs Racing, those two Pontiacs are now running 1 and 2.
And, we got to watch out for old Tony. He had a great year last year, won 6 races. So I think he's going to be another strong car this year, another car that could run for this championship. This is only his 3rd year in Winston Cup Series, was over in the Indy Racing League for several years, and certainly has made a very successful and quick transition into this series.
For sure, Chip. And it looks like Stewart is actually catching his teammate here. In fact, I think off turn 4, it looks like they're going to be side by side for the lead. Labonte gets back the line first, but Tony Stewart coming on the inside there. How deep does he drive it into turn 1? Can he make the pass? And it looks like Tony Stewart is clear as they head down the back stretch. So at Home Depot Pontiac, Tony Stewart takes the lead, won the Budweiser Shootout, but first time leading in a points race. Further back, let's give an attaboy to Casey Atwood.
Yeah, my boy Casey, he's having a great run, running in the top 10, qualified well, and, he could really be a contender for this Rookie of the Year award. Another one of those dodges, and definitely one to watch out for it.
Stewart continues to lead as they go down the backstretch, although Dale Jarrett and Jeff Gordon have now both passed Bobby Labonte for that second position. Coming up on the halfway mark here at North Carolina Speedway, and Tony Stewart has been utterly dominant today. He's starting to make his way through lap traffic and is coming up on a bit of a surprise here. The 3 of Dale Earnhardt is running outside the top 30. They just really seem to have missed the setup today.
Yeah, both those Richard Childress Racing cars are not doing super great. You see the 31, his teammate Mike Skinner just ahead of them, both outside the top 30. And actually, Michael Waltrip, that 15 car for Dale Earnhardt Incorporated car he owns, is also back there a little bit. I don't know, Chevrolets, maybe they just don't quite have it today. But either way, it looks like Dale is about to go lap down to Tony here. Tony easily gets by on the inside and continues to just absolutely dominate here at Rockingham.
30 laps to go. Stewart still leading. He just got around the lap car of Elliott Sadler there, coming to work on Ken Schrader now to his outside with Mark Martin Wardboard. Oh, we got trouble down the backstretch.
Oh, man, that 55 car, Kenny Wallace, he's backwards here. We'll have to see as they race back to the line. Tony Stewart is going to keep the car lap down. Looks like he's going to let some of them go. Skinner gets by, although I think Dale is going to remain trapped a lap down here. Let's take a look at this replay. It looks like Bobby Hamilton just gets into that 55 of Kenny Wallace, and innocent bystander there, the 66 car of Ty Bodine. Looks like the 10 of Johnny Benson gets a wall there a little bit too, is Craven and Rusty Walsh. Some of those guys have to be evasive.
And here we are coming down pit road. Tony Stewart has a huge lead coming onto pit road, followed by Labonte, Jarrett, and Marlin. And they are coming towards their pit stalls right now.
Yep, here they come around the corner. Stewart looks like he's going to be the first one in here. I suspect they will all take 4 tires here. Been a lot of wear on these tires. Looks like we got Labonte there at second box. You can see in the middle. He's in this stall. And now Sterling Marlin. We'll see who gets off pit road. Although Stewart had such a big lead, I will be very surprised if that 20 car is not first.
Yeah, Stewart already completed his service. Easily beats everyone off pit road. Who's going to be second? You see Jarrett's out, although Bobby Labonte will beat him off pit road. Marlin still receiving service. He's going to lose a couple spots to his teammate Kenny Irwin and to Jeff Gordon.
Coming to restart here, you see we got Stewart on the outside, got that lap car of Dale Earnhardt on the inside. Can he get his lap back here on this restart? We'll see. Although Tony got a pretty good jump, I'm guessing the 3 is going to remain a lap down.
Yeah, it's definitely not been an easy day for that 3 team. You got Michael Waltrip there, also a lap down, trying to see if he can get a position on Earnhardt. And those 2 cars are going to provide a little buffer here between Stewart and his teammate Bobby Labonte, who still runs second. Less than 20 laps to go here at Rockingham. Tony Stewart still leading with Bobby Labonte in second and Kenny Irwin up to third. And, oh, we got a big crash in turn one. Looks like Dale Earnhardt Jr., Jerry Nadeau, lots of cars involved. And let's go on board here in the replay of Dale Earnhardt Jr. Looks like just Nadeau and them kind of get slowed up going to turn one, and Jr. just has nowhere to go. And coming to the pit stops here, it's only been about 10 laps since that last caution. Do you pit? It looks like Tony Stewart's going to.
I don't know about that. We'll see. Pit road's looking like a pretty lonely place. I think that might have been the wrong call for that 20 car. Bobby Labonte's going to stay out and take the lead. We got to 12. Jeremy Mayfield is blowing up there.
Yeah, trouble for Mayfield. That's going to probably end his day. And Tony Stewart's going to be deep on this restart here. We'll have to see if those fresh tires can get him back up through the field. Labonte easily clears Waltrip at the turn one. We've got Kenny Irwin now running second. He finished second last week at Daytona, still looking for that first Winston Cup win, although here we've got his teammate Sterling Marlin with a strong run to his inside, trying to take that second place position.
And Michael Waltrip, Kenny Wallace, they're battling. Those are lap cars. But it looks like Sterling is going to try to get them both here heading into turn one. Deep dive there, and we got the 24 car, Jeff Gordon, going around Sterling's teammate, Kenny Irwin there.
And that 40 started on the full today. We haven't talked about him a whole lot since the start, but he is now looking like, with about 15 laps to go here, that he might have the fastest car and may be able to pass Bobby Labonte for this win.
Yeah, the 40, we talked about at the beginning. It's all about tire management, not necessarily who's going to run the fastest start a run, but throughout the day. And, they're running on these 10-lap tires, and it looks like that 40 just fired off really good. He's managed them well, and now he's looking to the inside of Bobby Labonte and coming to lead with just a little over 10 to go.
Labonte actually got a little loose, tag a wall off the corner, so huge lead for Marlin. And Jeff Gordon now up to second. On board with Sterling Marlin. Only about 5 laps to go here in Rockingham. And, oh, man, we got a big crash. Once again, turn one, Bill Elliott is around. And, oh, there we go. Brett Bodine, upside down, piles in there. Hit from Bobby Hamilton.
They're still wrecking here. We got the 7 car, Mike.
Let's pay attention up front for a second here. They're racing back to the line. This could be for the win. And Sterling Marlin beats Dale Jarrett to the caution flag. And that could have been the race right there. There's only going to be about 4 laps to go here. I'm guessing there will not be a restart. So Sterling Marlin, the likely winner. Let's look back here. Oh, it looks like Bobby Labonte starts blowing up. Gets hit in the back by Jeff Gordon. And then he slides across the racetrack. And look at that. The 55 Kenny Wallace yet again in a wreck gets into the side of Labonte. And then after Kenny Wallace gets in there, he hits Bill Elliott, hits the 28 of Ricky Rudd. Goes for a spin, and they just all start piling in.
Yeah, that's a lot of good race cars there, just completely torn up. And
so Sterling Marlin now just has to follow that pace car back as we're coming to the white flag. Should be pretty easy for him. Although, what's he doing here? Chip looks like he's actually heading towards pit road.
Yeah, what is going on? We're hearing that Sterling's got a flat tire. Oh, man, that's just heartbreaking.
So Sterling Marlin, leading behind the pace car, coming to the white flag, has to pit for a flat tire. So that now puts Dale Jarrett, who's not led a lap all day, as the leader. And looks like he may just steal one here in Rockingham. And coming to the checkers, the only lap he led all day was following that pace car. But that doesn't matter. Dale Jarrett is going to be the winner here in Rockingham, followed by Jeff Gordon and Kenny Irwin Jr. And what a crazy race we had today, Chip.
Yeah, that certainly was something. Say shout out to Robbie Gordon. That 9-6 McDonald's car gets a top 5. Important for them. They do not have owner points from last year, so helping build up their total. That will apply after race 5. And also, we got a close battle for the Winston Cup right now. Dale Jarrett now is tied with Kenny Irwin for the points lead.
Chip, are you feeling lucky today?
Why, sure I am, Bill. You know, I was down at the old casino last night and I had a great night. I got to tell you all about it.
That was a rhetorical question. Welcome to Las Vegas, everybody, for the UAW Daimler Chrysler 400. And today's field is led off by Daytona 500 winner Ricky Rudd and Jerry Nadeau to his outside. But those aren't the only cars we're watching. 5 drivers are going for $1 million bonus. Those top 5 drivers at Talladega last fall. Those are Dale Earnhardt, Jeff Gordon, Joe Nemechek, Terry Labonte, and Kenny Wallace.
So you can also tell who's going for $1 million by the red day glow splitters, spoilers, and numbers on those cars.
Right you are, Chip. Let's take a brief look at the cart that won't be in the race today. Petty Enterprises' rough start to the season continues as 6 cars miss the field. And pace car peels off. Field in the hands of the 28 of Rudd. And here we go. Green flag is in the air. And we are racing at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway.
Good jump by Rudd. Looks like Nadeau really did not get going, and Bobby Labonte is easily going to get alongside of him.
Bonnie through to second, and potentially even looking at the lead here, Chip, as they come off turn 2. Very strong run for Labonte in this opening half lap.
Yeah, Bobby's looking down the inside now. Looks like Ricky's going to try to close the door on him for now, but you better watch out. That 18 car is coming fast.
And coming around for the first lap, Rudd does hold on to the lead there, but Bobby Labonte now to his inside, followed by his teammate and last week's winner, Dale Jarrett.
Man, Ricky's way up in the marbles now. He's going to lose 2 spots, possibly 3 there, as Dale Jarrett down going for the lead past Bobby Labonte.
Labonte and Jarrett still side by side through turns 3 and 4. Now Jarrett is clear, although Rudd has gotten back to the bottom there, Chip. We'll see if he can make another run of that lead. He is next to Labonte, getting a big push there from Jerry Nadeau in that 25 car.
You know, Dale Jarrett's really been dominant today, past halfway now. And, oh, man, we got big trouble on the backstretch there. No Bull 5 contender for that $1 million. And number 5, Terry Labonte, is in this. And cars everywhere.
Yes, definitely a big mess on the backstretch, although let's pay attention to racing back the caution here. Jeff Gordon coming to the inside here, the 88 of Jarrett, but he will not get there. Dale Jarrett retains the lead. What a mess on the backstretch. Let's take a look at this. So Stewart and Terry Labonte, who will not be winning $1 million today, get together.
Oh, boy, Casey Atwood got into that. Casey.
Although he does not get the worst of this, Chip. Tony Stewart thinks he's made it through, but then a whole nother pack of cars about to come barreling in here. Hits Atwood in the side. You get the 92 of Compton getting some air, and then Tony Stewart on his side there. Johnny Benson in the 10 as well. Hard hit for Dale Earnhardt Jr. in the 8. And, yeah, what a mess. Almost half the field taken out. Dale Earnhardt as well. Mother of the Noble $5 million contenders. Look at this, though. Robbie Gordon, that McDonald's 96, manages to thread the needle through there. That's going to be a huge gain in position for him.
Coming down here on pit road, I suspect everybody's going to be taking 4 of those Goodyear tires and 76 race fuel. Looks like Jarrett, Gordon, and Labonte lead us here on pit road.
Leaders coming down towards our end of pit road now. Jeff Gordon is the first one in his box. Right side's going on. Now going over to the left, Dale Jarrett now in his box. And Gordon is almost completed his service.
Meanwhile, on the bottom there, we got Bobby Labonte. He came in 3rd. Let's see here, race off pit road. Jarrett will beat Gordon out, but a little bit of a slow stop for Labonte there. Looks like the 42 of Irwin was able to beat him out.
Coming to the restart, several cars took the wave around there, trying to get their lap back. So Dale Jarrett is going to have to start in some traffic here. He immediately gets to the inside of that 93 car of Dave Blaney and the 26 of Jimmy Spencer.
Man, Mark Martin there, a 6 car, did not get a very good start either. Dale is coming up pretty quick on him. Although, look at this, Jeff Gordon. Go on board with him now. He is coming up here on Dale Jarrett. You know, he's one of those $1 million contenders with that bright red day glow roof and spoiler there to indicate that. Look at that, Jeff Gordon to the inside. I think he wants to win $1 million.
Gordon is gaining on Jarrett Chip, but he has not yet completed the pass. And look at that, the 42 of Kenny Irwin is staying with Gordon pretty well there too.
Yeah, Jarrett, though, is going to get kind of caught up here behind that lap car, the 14 of Ron Hornaday, one of our rookies, and that may allow these two to reel him in. Looks like Kenny Irwin there now. Did a good run on the inside, although Jeff Gordon trying to battle back on the high side.
Jarrett still leads. He goes to the inside of the 43 of John Andretti, another lap car. Kenny Irwin up to second place now. Jeff Gordon running third, and Sterling Marlin, Kenny Irwin's teammate, has started to reel them in for fourth.
Now that 11 car, Brett Bodine is holding up the hill, Jared. Got the 55 of Kenny Wallace. Poor Kenny, he was one of those guys eligible for $1 million, and he's on the verge of going a lap down. But yeah, Jarrett here, it's a real log jam. It looks like he cannot get around this 11 car, all the dirty air. And Irwin, Gordon, and Marlin are all riding his bumper right now.
Yes, leaders all single file, stuck in this lap traffic. Looks like Jarrett has finally gotten to the inside of that 11 car of Bodine. And now the question will be, who gets there the quickest? Can Jarrett maintain his lead, or does Kenny Irwin start to get to his inside? It looks like he will. That 42 singular car is to his inside. Chip, Kenny Irwin still looking for that first career NASCAR Winston Cup Series win. This is 90th Winston Cup start, and he led the most laps in a race, but he has not yet won one.
Jeff Gordon coming back here to the inside, still wants that $1 million, and perhaps rub it in there to old Kenny Wallace a little bit as they're about to go by him.
Yes, Gordon holding tight on the bottom here. It looks like he's going to get the lead, although Sterling Marlin is looking to make this a free-wide battle up front pretty soon if the leaders don't watch out.
Yeah, Sterling, he had that race last week at Rockingham in the bag and, got it thrown away with that flat tire in the last lap. He would love to redeem himself here out Las Vegas and get that first victory for Dodge. They're, back in the Winston Cup Series this year, and they have not won a race yet. So I'm sure Sterling would like to have that honor.
Kenny Irwin way up the racetrack there, trying to make something work on the high side since the leaders are stuck in traffic there on the bottom. Not going to work, though, and he's going to get shuffled all the way back to fifth as Ricky Rudd has caught on to the end of this group as well.
And look at this, Jeff Gordon to the high side, and Sterling Marlin on the bottom is going to get by and use that lap car of 22 of Ward Burton as a pick. Marlin out front here in the closing stages at Las Vegas.
1.5 laps to go. Sterling Marlin was in this position last week, leading, although that was under caution. Can he hold on here and get his first win of the season and the first win for Dodge in their return to the NASCAR Winston Cup Series?
I don't know. I think it's going to be a Dodge victory, but I'm not sure if it's going to be Sterling or if Kenny Irwin Jr. is going to break through and get his first career win if they come to the white flag.
Going down into turn one, Marlin and Irwin both on the bottom side of the racetrack, although Marlin starts to slide up here a little bit. Here comes Irwin in that 42 car. Kenny Irwin had a practice crash at New Hampshire last July. He was injured, had a long road to come back to this Winston Cup Series, but now, coming off turn 4, is in position. Kenny Irwin is a winner in the NASCAR Winston Cup Series.
Man, what a finish. That was an awesome finish. Let's take a look at that again here. So, yeah, Sterling tried to use the lap car. Jimmy Spencer as a pick there, just did not get there.
For the second time in as many weeks, Sterling Marlin leads with the white flag but does not get it done. Kenny Irwin will be one of the 5 drivers eligible for that noble $5 million bonus at Charlotte in a couple months, and is also now the Winston Cup points leader. Welcome, everybody, to Hampton, Georgia, and the Atlanta Motor Speedway for the 2001 running of the Cracker Barrel Old Country Store 500. On pole today is Sterling Marlin in the number 40 Coors Light Dodge, and his teammate and last week's winner, Kenny Irwin, to his outside.
And Sterling's really been on a roll lately, Bill. He's almost won the last 2 races. Starting on a pole day, maybe he can finally get it done.
Yes, certainly one to watch today, Chip. One we will not be watching today is Michael Waltrip in the number 15 car. His number 15 team for Dale Earnhardt Incorporated came into the year with 0 owner points, with a large number of teams attempting all of these races, and 2001 owner points not taking effect until race 6 at Bristol, he missed the field. Also, we go on board with Kevin Harvick in that third Richard Childress Racing entry, making his Winston Cup debut today.
Yeah, he's going to be one to watch. It's a great-looking race car, the AOL number 30, and, he's doing great things in the Busch Series. We hear Richard wants to move the Winston Cup full-time in 2002, and I think that will be a great move.
Yes, for sure. We'll see how he does. But first, we'll see how Sterling Marlin and Kenny Irwin do as they lead off this field towards the green flag. And we are racing at Atlanta Motor Speedway.
Good start by Sterling, although, Kenny got a good enough start there on the outside that I think he'll be able to get down here in front of Bobby for second place.
Actually, not quite there, Chip. Looks like Kenny Irwin is going to go up the track a little bit, and Bobby Labonte. Bobby Labonte was runner-up last year, Chip, in that photo finish with Dale Earnhardt in this race. He's always a great driver here in Atlanta. We'll see if he can maybe get another victory here today.
Yeah, we got Jeff Gordon there coming the inside of Bobby Labonte. All the Hendrick cars qualified really well. Jeff Gordon's teammate Terry Labonte there's right behind him, and we saw back there a little further back the number 25 Jerry Nadeau, the third Hendrick car, also had a good qualifying run. I think they could all be contenders today.
Getting, looks like almost 3 wide there for second as they come down the backstretch. Marlin still leading. Jeff Gordon, though, is in hot pursuit, and looks like Sterling's going to slip up the track a little bit, try that high line off turn 4. He will continue leading here, leads lap 2 easily at the line.
Yeah, we go on board here with Jeff. Looks like he got a run on that 40 car, so they come off turn 2. Going to be side-by-side drag race down the back, although I would guess that Jeff may just get Sterling here going in turn 3.
Gordon drives in deep, goes low, and it's looking like not quite clear off turn 4, although Jeff Gordon is going to get those 5 Winston Cup bonus points for leading that lap of the line. I have a feeling going into turns 1 and 2, they will be single file. Further back, though, let's give an attaboy to Greg Biffle, rookie in that number 97 Roush racing car. He's running in the top 10 right now as they go on board with defending race winner Dale Earnhardt, and he's just been really impressive so far this season, hasn't he, Chip?
Yeah, Greg, he's a little bit older for a rookie, 31 years old, but it comes with experience. And, it looks like Sterling has gotten back on the inside here. Jeff Gordon, he's going to cross him back over to lead lap 4. This pack's getting pretty tight up here. Tony Stewart, Kenny Irwin, all of them really battling for position.
And this just ahead of where Greg Biffle and that sort of second pack is. Looks like we've got 6 cars in this lead group. Stewart, Marlin, Irwin, Rudd, Labonte, and Gordon. And then not too far behind them there is Jerry Nadeau and Dale Jarrett.
Yeah, and Kenny Irwin, coming back here on the inside. We got 2 Indiana drivers out front now, Tony Stewart, Kenny Irwin. And, we just cannot say enough about what Kenny has done this year. He's been amazing, and I would not be surprised if we see him win another Winston Cup race before the season is over.
I mean, the way he's running right now, Chip, he might even be in this championship conversation, leading the Winston Cup points and, looking to get our top 5 today. We do see Bobby Labonte there on the apron. He came in for a problem, unscheduled pit stop, but his car is back running again. He's going to get back on the track, though he will lose a lap.
Yeah, Bobby, defending Winston Cup champion, a lot of people think he could contend for another one this year, but set him back a bit. Although, look at this, we got Kenny Irwin is coming for the lead. Maybe looking to hold on to that Winston Cup points lead, although we're 3 wide again, go on board with Jeff Gordon, and he wants that lead back.
Yeah, no clear favorite so far, Chip. We got now 7 cars practically under a blanket here. Lots of 3 wide action up front. All 3 Hendrick cars trying to see if they can make it 1, 2, 3 right now as Terry Labonte is clear for second and Jerry Nadeau.
Jeff Gordon's still leading here, although look at this. The 3 Hendrick cars are about to be 3 wide for the lead. Jerry Nadeau is coming to the inside of Terry Labonte here off the corner. And Sterling Marlin's trying to get back into this conversation as well.
we've had a lead change almost every lap here at Atlanta Motor Speedway, and we cannot say enough about this reconfiguration of this racetrack. It looks like Tony Stewart got the wall a little bit there off the corner, but Atlanta has just become such an incredible racetrack. With this quad oval shape similar to Charlotte, and we're seeing a phenomenal race today.
Yes, we are, Bill, and look at that. We got Sterling back out front. He really badly wants to be in one of these races. Been leading on the last lap the past 2 weeks, and just has not been able to get it done.
Sterling Marlin still leading here as we round lap 14. Things have settled down a bit up front. Oh, we see a caution light on. Looks like Terry Labonte is around, and Kenny Irwin as well. Right in front of the pack. Ooh, hard hit for Kenny Irwin into the 16 of Kevin Lepage.
Dale Earnhardt. Dale is rolling over and over down the backstretch.
Yeah, let's get the replay here, Chip. Looks like they try to go almost 5 wide off of turn 2 here.
Yeah, you can't do that, boys. That's for sure. And, man, it looks like Jeff gets into the 5 car, the 88, and there goes Terry Labonte around.
And looks like a fairly mild wreck at that point. But then we go on board with Dale Earnhardt here, and this is where it starts to get really crazy. All these cars just start piling in. Dale thinks he's gotten through, and then he hits Terry, and that's the moment where we lost the camera.
Yeah, let's look at a helicopter here. So, yeah, Dale gets in the back of the 5 car, and his teammate Mike Skinner gets into him, and then a 10 car sends him over and over on his roof. And I'll tell you, folks, that really just speaks to the safeties of Winston Cup race cars. To get a crazy crash like that, Dale's already gotten out, walked away, and said he's excited for next week, hoping to get back into it.
Yeah, certainly been a tough season for Earnhardt so far. Cars making pit stops here. Pretty much every team, it looks like, is going to come down pit road. Should be enough time to go to the end here on fuel. See, Kenny Irwin there, last week's winner, is out of the race after that wreck, so he will likely lose the Winston Cup points lead. As leader Sterling Marlin hits his pit box and begins his service. Jeff Gordon's in as well, as is Ricky Rudd further back there. Rudd has actually completed his service already. Looks like Sterling Marlin is going to beat him off pit road. Slow. Coming to the restart here, Sterling Marlin, single file restart with the lap cars on the inside. Bobby Labonte, first car 1 lap down. Going to see if he can get his lap back here after that unscheduled pit stop earlier. Good start for Marlin, although it looks like Ricky Rudd, haven't talked about him yet today, is coming into the picture.
Yeah, it's a lot of good cars got taken out or got some damage in that wreck. Kenny Irwin, Jeff Gordon, Terry Labonte. So, yeah, we get to see some new players up front in this race. As Ricky Rudd is actually going to easily pass Sterling Marlin here for the lead and see if he can put Bobby Labonte a little lap down again.
Yeah, Ricky Rudd, Daytona 500 winner, continues to have a good season at Robert Yates Racing Ford. Although Jerry Nadeau, Jerry Nadeau is the defending winner at this racetrack. Got his first career Winston Cup win back in November here in the season finale. He's looking to see if he could take the lead once again here.
Yeah, Jerry is somebody that, he kind of had the breakout season last year, first year driving for Andrew Motorsports, and a lot of people, I've heard in the garage area, really think that Jerry could become a star in Winston Cup series, win a lot of races.
Yeah, and, Nadeau now leading here, although look at this, Sterling Marlin, he clearly has a fast car once again today. The question is, can he keep it there? Last few weeks, he has not been able to.
Yeah, looking back here from Jerry Nadeau, got Sterling Marlin. Look at that. Who's going for 3rd place? Greg Biffle. We talked about him earlier in the broadcast. He's just making his 4th Winston Cup start today, and he's just done a phenomenal job so far.
Yeah, Greg Biffle is doing great. Another driver doing really well today is that 94 Hermie Sadler. Rock Racing is running 14th right now, their best run to date. They're one of those teams that do not have great owner points coming into this year, and has missed a couple of races. And look at this, Greg Biffle passes Sterling Marlin for the lead and is going to be briefly out front here as Bobby Labonte is a lap down. Actually, he gets those 5 bonus points for leading lap.
Yeah, and that's going to be great. Move that team up in the standings in a Rookie of the Year battle. We see another one of his Rookie of the Year contenders back there, Casey Atwood in 19. My boy Casey is having another great day here.
Ricky Rudd leading here at Atlanta, although Tony Stewart now is looking to come to his inside. as these two cars have separated themselves a bit from the rest of that pack there, although Greg Biffle, Sterling Marlin, and actually Jeff Gordon has come back into view as well, are in this lead pack.
Yeah, great job by that 24 team on repairing that car. You know, he was in that wreck.
Tony Stewart leading, although Ricky Rudd looking to come back to his inside. These two, again, have continued to pull away from the rest of the pack. And Bobby Labonte looks to at least hold on for a lead lap finish here ahead of both of these.
You got Stacey Compton back there using the wreck. He's missing a hood, just riding around, seems to collect a 2 points. And Rudd just driving away from Tony now. Let's see if he can put some distance on him.
Tony Stewart back to the inside of Ricky Rudd. We're after halfway here in Atlanta. These two cars appear to really be the dominant force of the day, especially now that a lot of contenders are out of the race. But it seems like one gets by the other. And once again, Ricky Rudd has caught Tony Stewart. He's going to see if he can get to the inside here, going through turns 1 and 2. And looks like he will, and he's going to try to make the pass going out of the backstretch, see if he can use Tony Stewart's teammate, Bobby Labonte, as a pick.
Yep, he gets the old draft there, and goodbye. Ricky Rudd is back to the lead.
And looks like we're going to trade places once again here. Tony Stewart drives in really deep. He's going to get to the inside of Ricky Rudd. Has a look here. Rudd will lead at the line this lap, but Tony Stewart now gets that draft off teammate Labonte. Drives it in. Rudd slides up the racetrack a little bit, and coming off of turn 2, they are going to be side by side for the lead.
Yeah, and we're starting to run down there on laps a little bit, and there is some lap traffic coming up here. That could be what ends up deciding this race. Tony looks like he's going to get the lead again, although I imagine Ricky will just regroup, and we'll be talking about him again in a few laps.
And you called it, Chip. Ricky Rudd coming back to the inside of Tony Stewart here. Nobody seems to really be able to separate themselves out of these two. Ricky Rudd has won a race this year. Tony Stewart has not. If he can win, we'll continue our streak of, that would make it 4 different winners to start the season.
You know, and that manufacturer, Pontiac, has yet to win a race. We've had a Ford at Daytona and Rockingham. We had a Dodge last week at Las Vegas. But yeah, none of the GM makes, Pontiac or Chevrolet, have won a race yet this year.
Looks like Tony Stewart is not going to let Ricky Rudd lead for long this time. He's going to try to cross him back over here just the next lap after he lost the lead as they come up on lots of lap traffic ahead. And here he goes, Tony Stewart once again going to the bottom through turns 3 and 4. Into the closing stages here at Atlanta, Tony Stewart and Ricky Rudd still battling for this lead, and I think what's going to settle it is this big hornet's nest of lap cars in front of them.
Yeah, you got the 36 of Ken Schrader, the 18 of Bobby Labonte, 32 of Ricky Craven. You know, this is a great opportunity for Bobby Labonte pass some cars, get some Winston Cup points back, because, you know, he's been kind of stuck all day.
Yeah, even surprising there, we see the 8 of Dale Earnhardt Jr. Isn't having a great day. You know, made it through the wreck, but still just not doing very well, off the pace, and essentially going to get lapped here.
Yeah, and Tony's very effectively using these cars as a pick. He's been able to separate himself from Rudd a little bit, and yeah, that could end up being a race right here. You see, outside Craven, while Rudd is still stuck behind the 36 of Kenny Schrader there. The only question here is now they're too wide in front of Tony because Fred Bodine is in that outside lane. Is that going to pull him up a bit and potentially allow Rudd to reel him back in?
Looks like Tony's going to take him pretty wide off of turn 4. Pretty daring move there for the leader, but it's going to pay off.
Yeah, although once again now Tony's stuck with too wide traffic. The 14 of Ron Hornaday, actually a little bit of contact there between Hornaday and Benson and 10. We're actually 3 wide. Tony Stewart in the middle with his teammate Labonte on the bottom. And all of a sudden now Ricky Rudd is rolled back into this battle.
Yeah, we're going to have to see here. Can Tony Stewart squeeze between the 32 of Craven and his teammate of Labonte? So they come by the line, white flag in the air, and Ricky Rudd is caught back up to Tony Stewart here. They are nose to tail going through turns 1 and 2.
I don't know, though. I think if Rudd had a couple more laps, maybe, but Tony Stewart's got a pretty solid lead now.
And Rushville, Indiana's Tony Stewart won 6 races last year, the most of anybody, and just race 4 this year looks to take the checkered flag once again. Coming off turn 4, checkered flag in the air, and 10th career Winston Cup win for Tony Stewart comes at Atlanta Motor Speedway.
And great run by Tony there, and another good run by Ricky Rudd.
And after Kenny Irwin's crash, Dale Jarrett vaults back to the Winston Cup points lead, while Tony Stewart's win moves him up to 6th. And here we are in Darlington, South Carolina for the 2001 Carolina Dodge Dealers 400. Jeff Gordon leads from the pole with last week's race winner Tony Stewart to his outside.
Yo, Bill, Jeff is still looking for his first win in 2001, as is all of Chevrolet, the only manufacturer yet without a victory.
Yes, that's true, Chip. And say another big point of discussion will be the owner points situation. Today was the final race using 2,000 owner points. So some of those cars like Casey Atwood and Robbie Gordon, who missed the field today, should be easily locked in starting next week, while some of those other teams lower in the standings that have been banking on last year's points will be in trouble come Bristol. Pace car has already come down pit road. It's going to be a second here till Jeff Gordon gets the green. Fans rising to their feet now, and the 2001 Carolina Dodge Dealers 400 is underway.
Gordon and Stewart there, pretty even going into the first turn, although I imagine that low line is just so much better here, Bill, and Jeff should very easily get the lead here off turn 2. Looks like Kenny Irwin possibly, with a look to the inside, looks like he thinks better for the moment. But Jeff Gordon leading into turn 1 now.
And, you know, we talked about Jeff Gordon being consistent. Oh, and some trouble back in the pack there. Looks like Jeff Burton goes for a spin. We're going to follow racing back to the caution here. Jeff Gordon easily gets at the stripe. But, yeah, let's take a look at the replay here. It looks like Jeff Burton just gets a little too hot off the corner there. Michael Waltrip, returning after missing the race last week, gets through that. Not too bad of an accident, though.
Yeah, certainly nothing like Dale Earnhardt's crash last week. That was, well, lots of people in that wreck. But, yeah, so not too bad. But we got an interesting situation here. Everybody is going to come down pit road, but I'm not so sure they can make it in on fuel right now.
Yeah, I'm guessing this is more for tires, Chip. You know, this track really eats those tires. Looks like a lot of teams are, I'm hearing, probably just going to put 2 tires on here. Terry Labonte is already out of the pits, and Kenny Irwin, great stop for him. It looks like he's actually going to beat Jeff Gordon off pit road. Jeff Gordon's going to fall all the way to 3rd. Or actually, no, Terry Labonte did not beat Jeff Gordon off pit road. That was very close. As Kenny Irwin is going to lead them back to green with the 36th car of Ken Trader taking the wave around in front of it.
Yeah, Kenny Irwin, we've been saying a lot lately, got caught up in that big accident last week, so that's what cost him the Winston Cup points lead he had coming out of his win at Las Vegas, but could very easily get back in this fight for this championship.
Looks like Terry Labonte, who narrowly lost that race off pit road for second to his teammate Jeff Gordon, takes a look to the inside there, although... and now Jeff Gordon, after losing the lead on pit road, under that first caution, wants to get it back here. Coming off turn 2. Ooh, a little bit of a scrape of the wall there for Kenny Irwin. That's going to be the first of those Darlington stripes for him today. And Jeff Gordon easily sails out to the lead now with Irwin in second and his teammate Terry Labonte still riding in 3rd.
Looks like, if anything, though, Bill, that little hit of wall might have put some more horsepower in that.
Kenny Irwin, looks like that scrape earlier has not hurt him too much as they start to work a lap traffic. The 11 of Brett Bowtie and the 22 there of Ward Burton. Jeff Gordon is going to see if he can pass him on the outside, but that's actually going to let Irwin come to his inside here.
Yeah, I don't know what's better, being stuck behind a lap car or having to ride on the outside. Neither is great here at Darlington. And, yeah, look at that. Jeff gets loose and marbles up there, and Kenny Irwin is going to get to his inside. He will get a good run off the corner. Going to be next to Ward Burton here. But looks like Irwin may take the lead back with Jeff Gordon's teammate, Terry Labonte, set to follow him through here.
go on board with Terry Labonte here. Yes, he is clear for second now. Ward Burton managed to get through that group of cars and stay on the lead lap for the time being. And the other Labonte, Bobby Labonte, has now crept into the picture here a little bit as well.
Yeah, Bobby was fighting of being lapped down all day last week at Atlanta. Having a good run here, although look at this. Terry is going for the lead into turn 3. Looks like he's going to easily pass Kenny Irwin. I don't know if, looks like, Bobby is going to follow his brother through. Kenny gets the wall again off the corner.
And after the halfway mark here at Darlington, looks like we're going to have some green flag pit stops. Somebody got in a little bit hot getting into pit road there, lots of smoke. But we do stay green. The leader, Terry Labonte, followed by Dale Jarrett and the 42 Kenny Irwin, as well as Jeff Gordon.
Yeah, and, this whole lead group stayed together pretty good. I think this is going to be a crucial pit stop here to see who might win this race. Not been a lot of passing today, so pit crews are about to earn their money here.
And Labonte comes across the line and is heading towards his stall. I believe he'll be the first one to hit his stall out of this group. Comes in, they're filling him up with fuel. Looks like right sides are going on. Jack about to drop. And now going over to the left side. 4 tires here, just 2 tires on that first stop of the day. And Jack drops on the left side, and the 5 car, Labonte, is off and on his way.
Looks like he beat Jarrett out, beat the 42 and the 24 easily. The question is, where is he going to blend onto the racetrack here, Bill? Looks like we got some lap cars coming. I don't know if there's any lead lap. Actually, that 28 car, Ricky Rudd, is on the lead lap. And with that little bit of an undercut there, he's going to easily pass by Terry Labonte here.
I'm honestly surprised undercut is in your vocabulary, Chip. Have you been watching Formula One or something?
Hey, I know words, Bill. I know a lot of words.
Sure you do, Chip. It looks like Terry Labonte has caught back up to that 28 car, Ricky Rudd. It took him a little bit to get going, but that 11 car of Brett Bodine about to go another lap down has served as a potentially good pick here for Terry Labonte to get back to the lead.
Yeah, and he's in a Yates Racing sandwich right now. We got the 28 leading in the 88, the teammate of Dale Jarrett back there, go on board with Terry now. He's caught Ricky, but catching him one thing, passing him another.
Yes, for sure. Look at that. Jeff Gordon is shot out of a cannon there on the outside. He has not been caught in this lap traffic. And trying to see if he can make something work on the outside, although once again, turns 1 and 2, you just have to run the bottom here, Chip. There's just no grip to be found up there. It looks like 28 Rudd is going to clear Brett Bodine here, so this may open it up for some more racing up front.
Yeah, it looks like 5 car is going to stick to his bumper here, although Ricky Rudd holds the bottom pretty good to 3 and 4 and going to lead another lap. Still not had a 2-time winner in 2001.
Although, look at that, it gets a little loose going into 1 and 2. And look here by Terry Labonte. Let's see, is he going to make the pass? Yes, almost got into the side of Rudd.
Man, that was aggressive by Terry. But look at that, he has the lead. He is sailing away there now from those 2 Robert Yates cars.
And coming up on the white flag here, Terry Labonte has put on an absolute clinic here at Darlington today. He won his first career Winston Cup race at Darlington in 1980, but has not won here since. He also went winless last year in the 2000 season, but the 2-time series champion looks to be returning to victory lane today.
And you know what, Bill?
What, Chip?
Last week we had Tony Stewart. This week we're going to have Tony the Tiger.
And, definitely an important observation. Thanks for that, Chip. But anyway, coming off turn 4, Terry Labonte comes down the front stretch and easily wins the 2001 Carolina Dodge Dealers 400 at Darlington Raceway. And after this race, Dale Jarrett maintains his Winston Cup points lead while his teammate Ricky Rudd moves back up to 3rd.
We got to give a shout out to Greg Biffle, rookie. He's 8th in points right now, having a heck of a year so far. Let's see if he can keep it up.
Yes, we'll have to see what happens next week at Bristol Motor Speedway. But until then, this is Bill and Chip signing off. And welcome to Bristol Motor Speedway here in Bristol, Tennessee for the Food City 500. The field is led by Winston Cup Series defending champion Bobby Labonte, with Jeff Gordon to his outside.
And Bill, both Jeff and Bobby are two very good drivers in this series. They have not won races yet this year. Looking back there, we see Casey Atwood, another great start for him there in 6th place. And starting 7th, we got Ty Bodine in the 66. Good to see him up front, too.
Yes, both of them definitely storylines to watch today. Field rounding turns 3 and 4 on this very short pace lap. Pace car heading towards pit road. And Bobby Labonte coming towards the green flag. We are racing here at Bristol Motor Speedway.
And good start to Bobby there, although that outside line, you just do not get moving. Look at that. Jeff is already getting passed by Ward Burton there. It looks like he can easily clear for 2nd. And Bobby getting a solid lead here. Going to easily get those 5 bonus points that first lap.
Labonte appears to be extending his gap over Burton a little bit now as Jeff Gordon perhaps hoping to take that 2nd spot back here shortly. But up front, it is all that number 18 car of Bobby Labonte.
And Bobby's starting to get into some traffic here.
Yeah, a little smoke up top there too. Oh, and Labonte gets a little bit loose on the apron. Gordon to his outside. They're going to split that 43 car of John Andretti. And Jeff Gordon on the outside manages to get around Bobby Labonte and take a commanding lead here at Bristol. Gordon was able to use that lap traffic as a pick there. That's something that will come into play all day long. This track has been described as trying to fly an airplane inside a gymnasium. There just really is no room to be found here.
You know, I tried doing that once, Bill.
What?
Fly an airplane in a gymnasium, man. It started out awesome, but didn't end too well. I tell you, we ended up in a big hole in the wall and a big smoking. It was crazy, I tell you what.
Gordon still leading at Bristol here past the quarter-way mark, touching more lap traffic here in the 92 of Stacy Compton. And here we might have trouble. Yes, big spin there in turn 1.
Oh, man, we got Jeff Burton rolling down the banking. Let's take a look at the replay here. Yeah, you go 3 wide, just cannot do that. Bristol, look at that, the 66 car and the 31 of Skinner. They all just pile in there. And then Steve Fark hits the 99 and he goes rolling.
And looking down at pit road, or I should say one of the pit roads, the one that most of the leaders are pitting on, Jeff Gordon is in his box, way ahead of the field. He should be able to complete his service before many start theirs. Pole sitter Bobby Labonte pulls into his stall, as well as we got the 42 of Kenny Irwin there, and now the 19 of Casey Atwood is in on the bottom.
And Jeff Gordon, look at that, he's already done. He's going to easily win this race off pit road. Looks like Kenny Irwin had a good stop there. He's actually going to come out 2nd, followed by Tony Stewart and Dale Jarrett.
And the leaders, Gordon and Stewart, are going to be mired back in traffic here on this restart. We've got the lap traffic to the inside there, and a couple of cars taking away around. Look at this. The 42 of Kenny Irwin, who is supposed to start 2nd, is smoking on pit road.
Man, that's just too bad for Kenny to be out of this race. Yeah, so Jeff coming back to green here, 66 Ty Bodine. He's a lap down, got a pole in front of Jeff. And, of course, that number 36 car there, Kenny Schrader, took the wave around trying to keep him get back on the lead lap.
Stewart staying pretty well with Gordon off the restart. He's going to be immediately in traffic here with Bodine and Schrader in front of him. That should keep these leaders pretty close together. And Gordon's still trying to negotiate his way around that 36 of Ken Schrader. We've also got the 99 of Burton running again up there. Oh, and the 12 of Mayfield got a bit loose there, and Tony Stewart is able to use him as a pick, and he easily gets around Jeff Gordon. It looks like he's going to be able to lap Jeff Burton here as well.
Yeah, and Tony is out front again. You know, he won just 2.
Stewart still leading here in Bristol, trying to make his way through an absolute swarm of lap traffic in front of him. Oh, it looks like some of that traffic back there is starting to crash.
Yeah, Ken Schrader, that 36 car, has been running with the leaders all day. Actually, we got to focus up front here. See, Tony should win this race back to caution. But, yeah, let's see what happened here with Schrader.
Looks like the 19 Atwood, the 12 of Mayfield, just Go 3 wide. You cannot do that here, Bristol. Jeff Gordon narrowly missed that wreck. That could have been really bad for him.
Yes, it could have, Bill, but he made it through. He's still running second. And we'll come to the restart here. Stewart on the outside with the lap car of the 33 and Nemechek to his inside.
And Nemechek really drives in deep here. He wants his lap back. He actually almost looks like he does push Stewart into the wall there a little bit.
That's going to give Gordon an opportunity here, though. Mark Martin, oh, we're wrecking in turn 1. Big crash, big crash.
Let's take a look at this. Yeah, the 31 of Skinner gets into the 97 of Biffle, and the 2 of Rusty Wallace. Oh, and then hard hit the 94 car Hermie Sadler. Let's go on board with him. Get that special WrestleMania paint scheme this week, which, as you can see, we saw a little bit too much of that hood featuring The Rock and Steve Austin there. And coming back to the green flag, Tony Stewart still leading with the lap car of Mark Martin to his inside. Mark Martin is going to be aggressive once again, trying to get his lap back here on this restart. Stewart is able to avoid hitting the wall this time, although here comes another one of those Fords. Jeremy Mayfield to Stewart's inside, getting his lap back, and that has allowed Jeff Gordon to reel him in here. And it looks like Gordon now looking to take his lead back.
Yep, Gordon out front here at Bristol once again. See the 31 Mike Skinner there on pit road. Now it's his turn to try to make his way through the back traffic as we're starting to approach the closing stages of this race.
Gordon coming back to the line, 10 to go. Oh, and caution lights are on. Let's take a look at what happened here.
Yeah, look at that. The 40 car just gets in there way too hot. Sterling Marlin, he takes out Bobby Labonte. Looks like the 77 of Robert Presley gets some at the 4 of Bobby Hamilton, the 21 of Elliott Sadler. They just all get in there. So hard to avoid.
And now with that caution, there's only going to be a 5-lap sprint to the finish here. With no lap cars due to it being a late race restart, it's just going to be an all-out grudge match between Jeff Gordon and Tony Stewart.
Gordon getting a good lead here. Coming to 4 laps to go. Lots of clear track in front of him. We'll just have to see. Can Tony get that thing wound up again and bring any kind of a challenge? Tony does seem to run a little bit better of a line, kind of there on the bottom in the corner. Gordon's been a little bit higher up, although this time he's really going to hug the bottom, and they're coming up on 3 to go. I just think Jeff might be cruising towards the first victory to see. We go on board here with Stewart. He does hug the bottom once again, good there in 1 and 2, but Jeff seems to get through 3 on board. It's a bit better.
Better find something quickly if he's going to find anything at all. Coming to 2 laps to go here with Jeff Gordon pulling away. And, this 24 team, we've not talked about them a lot this year, but they certainly have been consistent in the top 5 in points heading into today. And now he's 1 lap away from a victory here at Bristol Motor Speedway.
And smooth sailing here for Jeff. He's just going to make 2 more corners. Looks like he should easily.
Yes, he will. And coming off turn 4, Jeff Gordon wins the Food City 500 at Bristol Motor Speedway. Gordon moves up to 2nd in the standings with his win, but Dale Jarrett holds on to his points lead that he attained last week at Darlington. Welcome, everyone, to the Texas Motor Speedway for the 2001 running of the Harrah's 500. Today's field is led off by Dale Jarrett, with Tony Stewart to his outside. Kevin Harvick makes his 2nd of 7 planned Winston Cup starts today in that number 30 Richard Childers racing car. Also, Adam Petty has now missed his 7th consecutive race to begin the season. We're hearing there may be some changes coming to that team soon to try to get them in the field.
Yeah, it's really kind of a shame that 45 teams not been running better. There's just, too many cars trying to make these races for everyone to get in. Somebody has to miss them, and guess that's what happens. But yeah, we're going green here. Dale Jarrett leading to Texas.
Good jump there by Jarrett. Easily clears Stewart off the start.
Tony Stewart, last time we were on a 1.5-mile track back at Atlanta, he was the winner there, so continues to have a good run at these type of racetracks this season.
Yes, and as does his teammate, Bobby Labonte there. I see Stewart drifting up the racetrack a bit as Jarrett is going to easily lead this first lap here at Texas Motor Speedway. 5 Winston Cup bonus points for him.
Looks like we're starting to go 3 wide there.
Jarrett still leading here at Texas with several laps complete. We've got Kenny Irwin, though, in hot pursuit. Looks like he's going to get down to Jarrett's inside, coming off of turn 4, and should easily make this pass here and become this race's second leader.
Yep, it's 3 wide there. Third place, Ricky Rudd trying to get under Jeff Gordon. Tony Stewart trying to creep back up into this picture as well there behind. Oh, we got a big crash here at the back. Looks like Craven. Actually, we got to follow the leader, so they are going to race it back. Looks like Irwin's probably got it for the lead, although it's going to be close between Rudd and Jarrett there for second place. But yeah, let's go aboard here. Dale Earnhardt, take a look at his replay. Yeah, it looks like the 16 car Kevin Lepage, that new Hank Aaron team, just kind of gets loose there in front of that big pack and takes a lot of out. Dale barely made it through that crash. That was very lucky for him.
That it was, Chip. He just cannot seem to stay out of trouble this year. Kenny Irwin now leads them back to the green. Jarrett in second and Rudd in third. Single file restart as no cars are a lap down yet.
Jarrett got a good run here on Irwin down the back. He may be able to just take this lead back as they go in turns 3 and 4.
Yeah, he got into that corner well. Load line, Irwin a little bit loose up the racetrack. And it's looking like at the line here it is going to be Jarrett.
You know, oh, we got another caution, though. Rusty Wallace spun. It looks like got clipped by Michael Waltrip there. Yeah, Rusty gets in the inside wall there, slides back into traffic, and yeah, Mikey just gets to the side of him.
Most of the leaders are going to pit under this caution, it looks like. Jarrett, Irwin, and Terry Labonte lead them down pit road. I believe Jarrett will be the first one to hit his stall, so we head down towards that end.
Yep, the 88 is in, as is the 42 and the 5. Looks like it's going to be 4 tires all around for all these drivers, although it's important to note a few drivers did stay out of this caution. It is still early enough. There may be some strategy going on that could pay off. So I do not believe whoever wins this race off pit road is going to be the race leader after this. Looks like Jarrett will easily win a race off pit road, but again, not a leader. Uh-oh, it looks like we got trouble further back here.
Yes, it's 1 lap till green on this restart, and, oh man, his horrible season just continues. Dale Earnhardt is blowing up here at Texas Motor Speedway. He is still yet to get a top 10 finish this season. You know, we thought before things started perhaps he could be a championship contender this year, but so far it just does not seem meant to be.
Coming to this restart here, a lot of changes up front. So you see Jeff Burton now leads here at Texas. He did not pit out of that caution with Brother Ward and Todd Bodine behind him. The lap car of Bobby Hamilton there to his inside. But Jeff Burton, the guy that, consistently wins races every season in this Winston Cup Series. I've talked about him a lot yet this year, but certainly is going to be a force to be reckoned with today now that he's got that 99 car out front.
Yes, he will be, Chip. Burton takes the green flag and gets a good jump on Hamilton to be single file for that lead. Let's see what his brother Ward was able to do with that 4 Kodak Chevrolet.
Yep, Ward getting held up there a little bit by Bobby Hamilton in that 4 car. Looks like Robert Presley's trying to get under the 66 of Todd Bodine there for 3rd place. But Burton looks like is getting a pretty comfortable lead here off this restart.
Burton continuing to lead. Looks like the 66. The lap car of Hamilton has now gotten underneath of Jeff Burton, and it looks like that's going to allow Steve Park to get a run there on the bottom. Park won his first Winston Cup race last August at Watkins Glen, driving for Dale Earnhardt, and he, I think, definitely is poised to win another one of those this year.
Yeah, Steve, he's a good little race car driver, and, one of those guys from the Northeast that's come down here to.
And now we've got Elliott Sadler and that Wood Brothers car getting underneath Steve Park. This is his 3rd year in Winston Cup. Has not won a race yet, but had some solid results. And, I think potentially could do that perhaps even today.
He's got a lot of hungry hands behind him, though. We got the 25 of Nadu, the 5 of Terry Labonte there. Nadu won at a 1.5-mile track last November at Atlanta. Terry Labonte, of course, won Darlington just a couple weeks ago. And then look at that, Bill Elliott. Bill has not won in about 6 years. And that new Everham Dodge team this year, he's making some noise today as well.
Yeah, a lot of the talk has been about the Ganassi Dodges being the strong cars out of that fleet, but those Everham cars of Bill Elliott and Casey Atwood definitely have put together some solid runs as well so far.
Now, Terry Labonte's out front. Terry, Texas native, trying to see if he can get a win here at this home racetrack. That'd be pretty cool.
Go on board here with Steve Park now. Looks like Park is going to get backed by Bill Elliott for second place. Terry Labonte still leading. Oh, we've got trouble behind him. Looks like the 66 of Todd Bodine got spun there coming off of turn 4.
Coming to restart here. We've got Terry Labonte and lap car Mark Martin on his inside. We see also lap car Kevin Harvick in the 30 there. First time I've really talked about him a whole lot today, but his second start in Winston Cup Series.
2 Pontiacs behind Tony Stewart now to the inside of Terry Labonte, trying to take the lead with Jeff Gordon in tow. Looks like Stewart is going to easily clear Labonte coming in the corner here, but now Gordon is going to the inside. We go on board with him.
Yeah, Jeff, got his first win of the year at Bristol last week, and trying to see if he can make it 2 in a row. It looks like Terry is going to come down behind Jeff and see if he can follow him through, or actually maybe even retake this lead here off of turn 4.
Yeah, Labonte actually led it at the stripe there, and coming down to turn 1, Gordon's a little loose, and it looks like he's actually going to hold up Stewart as well and potentially give Ricky Rudd an opportunity to get into this battle.
Now, looks like Jeff Gordon is going to try to take a look to the inside of his teammate, Terry Labonte here. And not quite clear off the corner, although I think he is going to lead this lap. And now Ricky Rudd has gotten past Tony Stewart for 3rd place.
Overall, I think I'd have to say I think Gordon has the best race car right now. He seems to be able to get the lead and stay there, and when he loses it, he seems to be able to drive past these guys.
Yeah, although I'm interested to see what Ricky Rudd can do with these cars up here. It's the first time he's been this far up front all day, and his sponsor, Texaco, I'm sure would love to see that 28 car get in victory lane here at Texas Motor Speedway.
Looking down from the helicopter, it looks like Tony Stewart now is to Gordon's inside, wants to get another run at Rudd for that lead. Kenny Irwin, Bobby Labonte, and Steve Park there running 5th through 7th, not too far behind this lead pack.
Rudd way up high off that corner into the marbles a little bit. That's going to allow Stewart past. He actually scrapes the wall a bit. And Labonte trying to see if he can make a 3 wide to the lead.
Just like at Atlanta, these mile-and-a-half tracks continue to put on just phenomenal racing here in 2001. We're going to continue to be 3 wide for the lead with Jeff Gordon now going down to the inside.
Jeff Burton, too, is up to 6. Got around Steve Park. He led a bit earlier after the caution. Kind of shuffled up the field. Oh, no! Stewart Labonte hit in turn 4. And that's too great. Oh, no, Park in it, too.
Yes, cars spinning all over the place. Let's take a look at the replay here. So it looks like Labonte tries to close the door on Stewart off of turn 4 and just gets there a little bit too late and gets into the side of Stewart, and 2 great contenders in this race are now all out of it. Jeff Burton just barely made it through there, but he does continue. Steve Park, hard hit though. Jeff Gordon now leads them back to the green with Bobby Hamilton and Kevin Harvick, the lap cars on the inside, and now Ricky Rudd is staying with him pretty good here on this restart. Gordon is actually not going to clear the lap car of Hamilton coming through turn 2 onto the backstretch. So that could open the door for Ricky Rudd or Kenny Irwin to get the lead here.
Yeah, it looks like Rudd is trying to make it 3 wide up there. Thanks better It just saw that crash with Stewart and Terry Labonte. Decided maybe not to make it 3 wide off of turn 4. But look at this, Kenny Irwin. He's another driver who's won on a mile and a half this year, is coming to the inside here. And now we go on board with defending Winston Cup champion Bobby Labonte, who is still yet to win a race in 2001. Oh, and wrecking again back here, the 96, the 14, and the 31.
Yeah, Richard Childress, an expensive day for him with the 31 of Skinner out. Single file restart as we're very late in the game here as Kenny Irwin leads Jeff Burton. And Jeff Burton, got into this front pack on strategy today and now is poised for a podium finish, if not better.
Yeah, Burton seems to really be coming ahead of steam here. He really drove it in deep into turn 4 there. He's going to come out with the lead. And Jeff Burton trying to become the first driver to win multiple times here at Texas Motor.
Burton still leading. Caution light is on. Mayfield and the 93 of Dave Blaney involved. And so few laps left, I think all Burton has to do is just make it back around to the yellow flag. And he will have his first win of 2001.
Be the first for Jack Roush as well.
Yes, that's true, Chip. So yeah, Jeff Burton comes to the line. And Jeff Burton just has to follow that pace car back to win here at Texas Motor Speedway. Jeff Gordon second, and the 18, Bobby Labonte, is third. Jeff Gordon takes the Winston Cup points lead here at Texas for the first time this season in a pretty chaotic and crazy race that definitely jumbled up those points. Welcome to Martinsville, Virginia for the 2001 Virginia 500 at NASCAR's shortest racetrack. Kenny Irwin Jr. scored the pole position in yesterday's qualifying session with 2000 Series champion Bobby Labonte to his outside. At the tail end of the grid is another storyline we're following. For the first time all season, the number 45 Petty Enterprises team has made the field, thanks to Petty Enterprises bringing in three-time Winston Cup Series champion Darrell Waltrip and his past champions provisional. Waltrip will drive the number 45 car for the next 4 weeks in hopes of getting it up in the point standings.
The big irony, Bill, is that the 45 making the field today came at the expense of the other two Petty cars, the 44 and a 43, as well as that 94 of Hermie Sadler.
Yes, for somebody to make the field, somebody else has to be out, and we are racing here at Martinsville. Kenny Irwin Jr. got a great jump there on the start.
Yes, he did. Bobby was able to get down in front of 28 of Rudd there in the start, so he's not going to get caught on that outside line. That is not where you want to be here at Martinsville, the outside. You're going to go straight to the back if you get stuck up there, as looks like Jeff Gordon is right now.
And Irwin leads that first lap and now has a pretty comfortable gap there on Labonte. Irwin still leads at Martinsville as we complete lap 8. Oh, and the yellow is out. I see a couple cars smoking on the backstretch. We're going to have to take a look at the replay here to see what happened.
Looks like, that 77 of Presley gets into the 33 of Nemechek, who goes flying through the air. That's crazy.
Nobody is going to pit, at least up front, under this caution as it's so early in the race. So Kenny Irwin, still the leader, coming to that single file restart, and is once again pulling away from Bobby Labonte.
Yeah, I imagine these boys are going to want to calm down a little bit. You don't want to wreck any more race cars too early in this thing.
Irwin still leading, although he has company now from the 28 of Rudd, the 99 of Burton, and Bobby Labonte. Ooh, Labonte goes flying around the outside there. It looks like Irwin got a little bit loose there on the inside.
Man, I tell you what, it's pretty hard to make a pass on the outside of Martinsville, so props to Bobby on that one.
And Bobby Labonte now cruising away from the rest of the pack. On board with Bobby Labonte over halfway through this race here at Martinsville Speedway as the 2000 champion continues to lead. Another former series champion worth noting is Dale Earnhardt. He's had a really tough start to this season with 2 DNFs and no top 10 finishes. But look at this. Chip, Dale appears to be on his way back to the front. He is passing Johnny Benson in that Eagle 1 number 10 car for the 10th position to potentially get his first top 10 finish of the 2001 campaign.
Yeah, and he's pretty deep in the points. I don't know if he can make a run for Winston Cup, but getting a solid finish like it looks like he might today would be the first step towards that.
And coming around here, 2 laps to go. Bobby Labonte has a massive lead, and with so few laps to go, even if the caution were to come out, that would pretty much just end the race.
Yeah, I think Bobby's got it in the bag. He's really kind of stuck up a show here today, a lap car. It looks like Mike Wallace back there is going to hold up the other drivers to prevent them from any chance of catching him. And here Bobby comes with the white flag. Just have to get around these corners 2 more times, and he's going to have himself the first win of his 2001 season.
His teammate Tony Stewart won back at Atlanta, but now as he begins to round turns 3 and 4, Bobby Labonte is going to give Coach Gibbs and Pontiac their second victory of 2001. The 2000 champion is a winner in 2001.
Good run there by Bobby, and Dale, held on for his first top 10 finish of the year. Also worth noting, Jeff Gordon there gets a second place and continues to lead the Winston Cup Series points.
Buckle up, Chip. It's going to be a wild ride today. We're at the biggest beast of them all, Talladega Superspeedway in Talladega, Alabama. Dale Jarrett leads from the pole with Terry Labonte to his outside, as drivers will have to complete 500 grueling miles today around this 2.66 mile track.
Speaking of long, grueling runs, we want to point out and congratulate Dale Earnhardt, who is making his 656th consecutive Winston Cup start today. And he got a special car, too.
Yes, to commemorate becoming NASCAR's Iron Man, passing Terry Labonte for that record number of consecutive starts. Dale Earnhardt has that special iron-colored number 3 car today, and
coming to the green flag here, Dale Jarrett, Terry Labonte, and they've got it. The green's in the air. We're racing at Talladega.
Jarrett Labonte, pretty even on that start. Field staying pretty orderly 2x2 so far, but I imagine they will not stay that way for long, Chip.
No, I don't think they will. This is, one of NASCAR's craziest racetracks, if not the craziest racetrack. And so poor DW, he thought he retired, and now he's back out there today in a 45, replacing Adam Petty in this hornet's nest.
Yes, so we'll see how he does today. We got Tony Stewart surging to the lead now with a good push there from Jeff Gordon, and Kenny Irwin Jr. pushing Gordon now past Stewart.
Yeah, we're using that same aero package we did last fall in Daytona in February, so we should see a lot of passing today. Drivers going from the front to the back, back to the front.
Irwin and fellow Dodge driver, the 22 of Ward Burton, are giving Gordon a great push there, although Daytona 500 winner Ricky Rudd now is trying to form a third line there on the inside.
Yeah, one of his Ford teammates, the 6 of Mark Martin there, and actually also the 96 of Robbie Gordon. They're trying to give him a push as Irwin now coming the inside of Gordon, which we see here from the helicopter.
Yeah, and Irwin is going to clear Gordon. He has top 5 finish here at Talladega before, but has never won at this racetrack. So we'll have to see if he can maybe get a second career win today. He had a great run at Daytona in February.
Yeah, he did. Narrowly lost that race to Ricky Rudd. And we see Dale there at silver Ironman car in the middle of the pack having a good run. Still on board with Rudd now. Looked like he took a brief look at the inside there of the 22 of Ward Burton, but decided better of it.
Looks like Gordon is going to try to get back past the 42 of Irwin on the outside there. Tony Stewart in tow. And we also see Jeff Purvis, that 51 car. Jeff Purvis is back on field today after racing at Daytona in February as well. His plan is to run all 4 of these super speedway races this year.
Yeah, great to see a small little team, Phoenix Racing, out there having another good run. And looks like Jeff Gordon continues to lead that 96, Robbie Gordon, followed by the 15 of Michael Waltrip, trying to get something started there on the inside. Oh, we got trouble.
Waltrip, Benson, Greg Biffle, Mike Skinner, a hard hit. Lots of cars involved.
This is what we always fear at Talladega. Now, we got to pay attention up front here. They are going to race back to the caution. It's going to be a drag race between Gordon and Kenny Irwin, it looks like.
Yeah, Irwin's got a run there on the inside. 2 Dodges followed by 2 Fords. Going to see if they can beat a Chevrolet and a Pontiac back to the stripe. Looking like they might right now, though. Gordon is going to get a good run there on the outside.
Yeah, I think Jeff might just get it. Yeah, especially with Rudd pulling out of line, that's going to hurt the inside's draft, and Gordon will maintain the lead. Let's take a look at a replay.
looks like they get 4 wide there. You just cannot do that, Chip. And, yeah, Matt Kenseth gets clipped by the 40 of Sterling Marlin. Then, meanwhile, it looks like Michael Waltrip sort of separately gets loose ahead of them. And then they start piling in. So, yeah, Biffle spins into traffic. And, Jerry Nadeau gets up on top of Dale Earnhardt Jr. there. Ron Hornaday at the last second. Now, Dale Earnhardt, look at this. He just narrowly misses that 10-car Johnny Benson, and maybe one of the reasons he's so successful at this racetrack is his ability to just survive.
Yeah, you got to be there at the end to be able to win, and all these cars that are restarting right now still are in this race. So Jeff Gordon got a good restart there. A little bit of a gap. You don't want too much of a gap there on Kenny Irwin Jr. Looks like Tony Stewart going to get a good run on the outside there, too.
Yeah, Tony Stewart, definitely another one of these good restricted plate racers. He's been up front all day. And it looks like, Robbie Gordon, that 96 car, starting to creep into the picture again. And an aggressive move there by Ricky Rudd to the bottom. Going to not follow his teammate in that Dale Jarrett in that center line, but going to see if he can take the lead for himself there.
Yeah, he's surging ahead. Looks like he's got some help coming in at 26 car of Jimmy Spencer, another Ford. Maybe able to get him pushing the draft. Kenny Irwin led that lap. But, yeah, we're going to be 3 wide for the lead here with Rudd, Spencer, and Steve Park, possibly Robbie Gordon now, all on the inside.
Jimmy Spencer's only 2 career wins came back in 1994 in these super speedway races at Talladega, and then also one at the summer race in Daytona. So another great run for him today. Good track.
See, Jeff Purvis in 51 also got through that wreck in his lead pack, and now Ricky Rudd, Daytona 500 winner, is out front here at Talladega, looking to go 2 in a row perhaps on these restrictor plate tracks.
Yeah, another good run for Rudd, though. Looks like Spencer is trying to take the lead there on the bottom. You can see Dale Earnhardt, that iron gray number 3, is creeping into this picture. He came from outside of the top 20 to win in the last 5 laps in the fall. So as long as he is in this race, we go on board with him. I think he's certainly had the chance. Came off that great top 10 finish last week at Martinsville, his first of the year, and hoping to continue his rebound in the Winston Cup points.
You got Steve Park and Ken Schrader now out front. Looks like Park's going to try to go up to block Spencer, but he's going to get stuck in that sucker hole there in the middle. It looks like he did not get in front of 26, so possibly Ken Schrader is going to take the lead here. They're getting pretty wide back there again. 3 by 3 by 3. They just need to make sure they do not go 4. That's when they got themselves into trouble earlier.
Look at this. Jeff Purvis, that 51 team, is going to actually take the lead here, at least briefly.
Yeah, and he's got that 7 car, Mike Wallace in tow, well as the 96 of Robert Gordon. All 3 of those Ford teams, smaller Ford teams that normally we don't see up front on Sundays, but the draft is a great equalizer bill. It allows all these teams to have a chance at these figure racetracks that they join on Talladega.
Yes, certainly everyone has a chance, unless, of course, that 3 car is controlling the field, which it looks like he very well may be soon about to do, as he is coming to the inside and looking at second place to follow Terry Labonte through to the lead.
Yeah. Dale, he's never won, I don't think, in a special paint scheme. He ran different cars over the years, the Tasmanian Devil and the Wrangler and stuff like that. So maybe he can finally get one in one of those special 3 cars today.
And 55 of Kenny Wallace is now going to come to the inside of Terry Labonte. He finished second here last fall. That's what made him eligible for that noble $5 million bonus at Las Vegas. And actually probably could have won that race if he realized that his teammate Joe Nemechek was behind him.
Yeah, reportedly he just was not aware that his teammate was behind him because he was running a special paint scheme. So yeah, I guess Mike skipped out of the race. I was just say it'd be good if he knew that Dale was in that iron car today. Maybe we need to say that on the broadcast a few more times. Dale is in the iron number 3 car today, everybody. Don't get confused, folks. I've got confused a couple times. If you're one of his teammates, one of the cars he owns, he's in the iron number 3.
Okay, Chip, I think everybody's got that. Thank you very much. Ward Burton, now out front. He's another great restrictor plate racer. And don't count out Tony Stewart in that 20 car. I think he probably is the strongest car, I would have to say, so far today. Would you agree, Chip?
Yeah, I think so. He's, led several times, seems to be able to fall back a little bit and then move back up and retake the lead. Although, look at this, Jeff Purvis in the 51, maybe retaking the lead here.
Tony Stewart still out front. It looks like Jeff Gordon is going to try to get back by him with help from Ricky Rudd. The pack has thinned out a little bit here. Things are gotten a little calmer here. Nobody wants to wreck their race cars at least too soon. So a little bit spread out. We've got Gordon leading, Stewart in second, followed by Rudd, Ken Schrader, and then Rudd's teammate Dale Jarrett. Also got to shout out Todd Bodine in that 66 car, Jimmy Spencer's teammate. And we talked about Spencer earlier, but Bodine also having a good run.
Yeah, for sure, Bill. Jeff Gordon is leading here once again, strong car. But what did we tell you, folks? Tony Stewart, we said he might have the best car, and looks like he's trying to lead again.
Yeah, that Home Depot Pontiac easily goes to Gordon's inside, and even without much help from the drafts, is going to get back out front here at Talladega. So we're coming up on some lap traffic here. It looks like Jeremy Mayfield. Stewart still leading. 2 Fords, though, are about to railroad him. That 28 of Rudd and the 66 of Bodine. And he's going to fall back even more as the Chevrolets of Labonte and the 55 of Kenny Wallace are going to try to get around him. We go on board with Dale Earnhardt. Kind of in the middle of this group. We got Ken Schrader to his inside, and we're getting down to this last quarter of this race. The intensity is ratcheting up, and the pack is starting to come back together.
Yeah, we got Rudd now leading once again, Terry Labonte, with help from Kenny Wallace, and now the 77 of Robert Presley all coming to the inside there. And Presley wants to lead this race here at Talladega.
Yes, 4 wide there for second place. I don't know. Oh, yeah, just like earlier, that's not going to work, and they're wrecking behind the leaders.
Oh, no, Tony Stewart had the best car today, and now is going to be on the tow truck. Let's look at this replay. Yeah, you just cannot go 4 wide at Talladega, and Kenny Wallace, Tony Stewart get together, and there goes Top Bodine. Look at that, Dale Earnhardt just squeaked through there once again.
As we said earlier, surviving these races is what you have to do to be able to win them, and that's what Dale Earnhardt is great at doing, is just getting through the big wrecks here at Talladega. He restarts 5th as Ricky Rudd leads with Terry Labonte, Robert Presley. Rudd still leading. Got Terry Labonte looking to make a pass here on the outside with help from Rudd's teammate Dale Jarrett. He's going to follow Labonte as opposed to Rudd. And it looks like Dale Earnhardt there is starting to fade off the front of this lead pack. Still may get a top 10 finish, but probably not going to be contending for the win here as we're coming down to the closing stages.
Yeah, Rudd, Labonte are door-to-door here up the corner. Let's see if that 77 of Robert Presley can come up and give Rudd a little bit of help. Because looks like overall the outside line is much more organized here. Yeah, it looks like, whoa, yeah, the outside got real slowed up there in the turn 1, and Rudd's able to side draft and get out front.
And coming to the white flag, it's going to be quite the fight for the finish here, Chip. We've got 3 seasoned veterans, Ricky Rudd, Terry Labonte, and Dale Jarrett on the outside, and then a few underdogs, the 77 of Robert Presley, the 7 of Mike Wallace, and the 22 of Ward Burton on the inside. Say Presley and Wallace have never won a Winston Cup race.
Yeah, I'm sure they're going to be aggressive coming around this final corner, although they just do not seem organized. See, we've got Ward Burton is not going to follow those 2 cars through. He's going to try to make it 3 wide, and that means we've got 3 cars versus 2 cars, and I think 3 cars are going to win out.
Yes, coming through the trioval. Remember, the start-finish line is all the way down to the other end of the grandstands, and it's going to be Ricky Rudd who's going to get back there first and continue to dominate at the restrictor plate tracks here in 2001.
Yes, that's 2 wins in a row for Ricky Rudd on the super speedway, 2 wins in a row for Robert Yates Racing on the super speedways.
And that win here at Talladega, Chip, will vault Ricky Rudd back to the points lead by 2 points over Jeff Gordon, heading in next week at California Speedway. In the beautiful sunny Southern California for the 2001 Napa Auto Parts 500.
And fatally enough, Bill, the field is led off by Napa Auto Parts number 15 car, Michael Walter, with Tony Stewart leading outside.
Yes, and further back of the field, there are a few storylines we are following as well. The number 30 Richard Childress racing car is back this week, but not with Kevin Harvick. Rick Mast, who lost his ride after the number 50 Midwest Transit Racing team shut down a few weeks ago, had been brought on board to help bring that car further up in owner points by having it run more weeks.
Further back, we got the 62 Brendan Gaughan, and also back this week, he paid the field of Las Vegas. Had a good run there, and he decided to enter another one of the rest of Crazy Cup rains too.
6 cars got sent home on qualifying day yesterday. Shauna Robinson, her number 84 Michael Krenifus Racing Ford makes their first attempt of the year, but that ends up with them going home. Buckshot Jones, Ron Hornaday, Hermie Sadler, John Andretti, and Kyle Petty also join Shauna Robinson on that D&Q list.
And don't forget Darrell Waltrip in the 45 car again this week. This will be his 3rd or 4th planned races, and they're going to get them up in the points.
Yes, Darrell the watch in the back, but Michael Waltrip lead blended to the green flag, and we are racing here at California Speedway.
Good launch there by Almighty. He's had a few good runs in that 15 car so far this year, but we haven't pumped around him a whole lot. And look at it though, Tony is already looking to the inside to say something in the back grip.
You see Waltrip's teammate, Steve Park, and actually all 3 of those Dillon Incorporated cars. Dale Earnhardt Jr. is also in that draft on the outside, but it looks like the inside will prevail going through turns 3 and 4. And Stewart, with Mike Skinner and the 40 of Sterling Marlin in tow, will lead lap 1.
Yeah, we've got the battle of the home improvement stores up front right now. We got the Lowe's versus Home Depot. Skinner looking at the inside, and he had a great run here last year, I believe, and still looking for that first Winston Cup win. And I have to imagine too, seeing Mast in that 30 car run so well, part of his seat's got to be starting to get a little warm if he hasn't had to do good this year.
Probably best not to speculate about driver contracts this early in the season, Chip, but yes, Skinner getting a great push there from Marlin around Stewart, and he will lead the second lap as defending Winston Cup Series champion Bobby Labonte comes to the view.
Yeah, Bobby got that big win a couple of weeks ago at Martinsville on a new gun road to Sterling. He's going to make a pass on the inside of Senate to meet. The Sterling now heading down the back press with Labonte, Jeff Gordon, and Dale Earnhardt Jr. in tow behind him.
Sterling Marlin has generally had a pretty good start to 2001 through the first 9 races, but is still looking for a first win. We'll have to see if he can get that here today.
Bobby Labonte, though, is sticking to that rear bumper at 40 car pretty good right now. He could be leading this thing a lap or 2 if we're that careful.
Yes, Labonte with a look to the inside there through turns 1 and 2. Mostly single file now up front, although we do have a little bit of action further back there with Skinner now to the outside of Jerry Nadeau.
Sterling, here he goes up the racetrack a little bit, which may give Bobby a chance to get to his inside. You also got to find out his teammate, Kenny Irwin, is also running the top 5 right now. Both of those Chip Ganassi Racing Dodge looking great today so far.
Yes, they are, Chip, as Bobby Labonte now appears to have a fairly commanding lead, getting a little bit of space there between him and Jeff Gordon, as the 30 car of Rick Mast is trying to look into the top 5 for the first time.
Man, that's just got to put great for Rick. He's usually running the back on his Midwest racing cars just to have a chance in an RTR car. He's great for her.
Yes, it is. Bobby Labonte pulling away. coming up on the quarter-way mark through this race, and Kenny Irwin is right on the heels of Bobby Labonte now. He's been at it for a little while now.
Look to the inside there. May not be making the move quite yet, but yeah, he seems to really have a knack for the intermediate tracks this season, doesn't it, Chuck?
Yeah, well, Kenny actually led the most laps at Atlanta in early 1998, one of his first races on these intermediates. So, we always know he has skills here, but yeah, he won Las Vegas and apparently bleeding out here at Fontana. Although, look at that, Dale Earnhardt Jr., another one of those juniors who's right behind Kenny Irwin Jr. And we got Kenny Irwin's teammate Sterling Marlin, who led earlier, trying to come back into this conversation as well.
Yeah, things have settled down a little bit up front. Say Steve Park, Dale Earnhardt Jr. And Kenny Irwin has caught some lap traffic, but I think he's also getting ready to come down pit road. He's bringing a whole bunch of leaders with him.
Yes, he is, Bill. His teammate Sterling Marlin, the one at Park, Kurt Busch, Stewart, or Bobby Labonte. Gonna be behind out there at Flipper Road. And we'll see if Kenny Irwin can maintain his lead here as he heads forward to the box.
Leaders have reached their stalls. Irwin is in. Labonte is in. There comes Earnhardt Jr. Should be 4 tires and fuel all around. Maybe some minor adjustments on a few of these cars as well. Looks like Irwin is almost complete with his service. Terry Labonte down as well. But look at this. Sterling Marlin, Kenny Irwin's teammate, is going to beat him in that race off pit road.
Yeah, great job there by Sterling, and who knows, maybe that'll end up being a race down the stretch. We'll have to see what happens as they blend into traffic and get back up to speed here. But right now, it looks like one way or the other, Chip Ganassi Racing is sitting in the catbird seat right now.
The lap car there of Robbie Gordon gets around them to the outside and gets back on the lead lap. But yes, now Sterling Marlin leading at California Speedway.
And around Marlin trying to relap the 96 there of Robbie Gordon, his teammate Kenny Irwin, still right behind him. It's a 2-horse race right now. Sterling up the racetrack a little bit, got a little loose there. And now Kenny is coming down the inside. Going to be a drag race side by side down the back straight.
Overall, the 40 Victor did a great job getting him on and off pit road there. She got him the lead, but that 42 just seemed to be a little bit stronger today. I heard that they are using that same car they won with at Las Vegas back in March. And I can see why. That thing is just flying away from Sterling Marlin now into a very constant lead. And we're coming up on the closing stages here of the Napa Auto Parts 500. And coming to the white flag, Kenny Irwin Jr., followed by his teammate Sterling Marlin. Looks to be in position for his second career NASCAR Winston Open victor.
Just like Las Vegas, Marlin got second there, but we had to make a last lap pass at Las Vegas to pass Marlin for that win. Today, he's smooth sailing, got a couple car lengths between them. Just have to be smooth through turns 3 and 4, and he will have himself another win.
Coming off turn 4, Kenny Irwin Jr. is going to win here at California Speedway for his second win of 2001.
Nice job by Kenny there for that win. We'll move him up on the standing a little bit. Looks like up to 6th. And Jeff Gordon now has retaken the points lead by just 6 points over Ricky Rudd, who got it last week after joining Talladega.
Time for some Saturday night short track racing. Welcome to Richmond, Virginia, where the last driver to win on a short track, Bobby Labonte, leads from the pole, with last week's winner, Kenny Irwin Jr., to his outside.
And Dale Earnhardt Jr., the winner of this event last year, started third, and he'll definitely go on to watch tonight.
Few less entries here tonight at Richmond than we had at California Speedway last week. The 3 cars going home are Kyle Petty, Hermie Sadler, and Bud Strickland. Also worth noting, this is the first time that Darrell Waltrip had not had to use his past champions provisional to make a field. He actually did qualify on time this week.
Buckle up, folks. This is going to be a wild ride. Green flag in the air here at Richmond International Raceway.
Good jump there by Bobby Labonte. Looks like he's going to clear Irwin into turn one. Can Irwin get down in front of Earnhardt Jr., or is he going to be stuck on the outside for a while?
There's a little bit of a gap there. He wants to get down, but he does not take it. Looks like Junior is going to get by through to second there as Bobby Labonte easily leads on the start there. Mike Skinner looking to follow Junior through as well there.
We also see Dale Earnhardt back there at his first top 5 of the season last week at California Speedway, riding a streak of 3 consecutive top 10 finishes, which has really helped him recover in the point standing.
Yeah, we go on board with his son, Dale Earnhardt Jr., right on the heels of Bobby Labonte. He wants to lead. Oh, we got trouble and turn it on. Warburton slides up on the wall. Caution flag is out. And we're going to have to re-rack him here. Looks like Bobby Labonte will run the race back to the line.
Pace car in, and once again, Bobby Labonte will lead the field of green, although this time on a single file restart. Good gap there between him and Earnhardt Jr. as they go in turn one. Sterling Marlin, who narrowly got out-dueled by his teammate Kenny Irwin Jr. last week, runs 4th now with, it looked like back there in 6th. Labonte still leading here at Richmond International Raceway. Oh, more trouble. Rusty Wallace and the 21 of Elliott Sadler. Let's take a look at this replay here. It looks like Jeff Burton gets into the back of Rusty. He goes spinning around and right in front of a bunch of cars there.
Yeah, and boom, look at that. Into Elliott Sadler. Say Darrell Waltrip there in the 45. That's a little too close for comfort.
And coming back to the restart, Bobby Labonte leads Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Mike Stoller. Not too much shipping
in the top 5 there. We see Jerry Nadeau creeping into view a little bit there with a look to the inside of Kenny Irwin Jr.
And Bobby Labonte now. Bobby Labonte is still leading, but Sterling Marlin has gotten by Dale Earnhardt Jr. for second place and is now looking for the lead.
Yeah, Sterling had had some close falls this year, including the last lap at Rockingham and Las Vegas. For if it was his teammate getting 2 wins, he definitely wants to bootleg this year and fast. And that may come tonight. That 40 car really is a silver bullet tonight.
Yes, it is. He gets around Labonte, although Labonte gets a look back to Marlin's inside. But Marlin will lead this lap here at Richmond. Marlin still leads at Richmond. Oh, and Steve Park with a slide in turn 1. That will fit us under the caution for the 3rd time. Over the restart, Sterling Marlin leads over Jeff Gordon and Dale Earnhardt Jr. now. We'll have to see, can he keep that lead? Jeff Gordon does have a win on the short track earlier this year at Bristol Motor Speedway. Sure, if he would like to add another one to his win column. Oh, in trouble further back, the 4 of Bobby Hamilton, and once again, Steve Park in a wreck in turn 4. Looks like Kenny Wallace got a piece of that as well. Sterling Marlin still leading as we restart after that 4th caution. Jeff Gordon still in 2nd, followed by Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Bobby Labonte, who led much of the early stages of this race.
Yeah, Bobby is still in this for sure. Look at that. Dale is up to 6th place, right behind his teammate Mike Skinner.
And, definitely another good run for the 3-car of Earnhardt as he's returned to his championship form. Marlin still leading here at Richmond, over halfway. Jeff Gordon behind him. Oh, and look at that. Darrell Waltrip, as well as Kenny Wallace again. Lots of cars behind. Oh, and the leaders are sliding.
Yeah, they just got rolled up a little late there. Look at that. Dale Earnhardt Jr. will win the race back to caution then.
Coming to the restart here, Earnhardt Jr. with the lap car of Richie Craven, who's inside. Sterling Marlin, again, set back after sliding, trying to avoid that accident, with Bobby Labonte behind him.
And yeah, Dale Earnhardt Jr. is the division winner of the spring race here at Richmond. Won here last year. That's actually his last win to date. So we'll see. Maybe you can get another one here tonight. On the way, got the Battle of the Beer Wagon jump park right now. Big. You got the Ben Wyatt 8 car and the 44 Light Dogs.
Yeah, I guess we do, Chip. Junior still holding pretty well there out front, although it looks like Marlin may have the faster car as they're coming to life here on these new tires on the restart.
Yeah, the 8 car gets really good around the straightaways, but Sterling seems to have better drive through the corners. Peter leads another lap there. He, like his father, started somewhat deep in the standings this year, but had some good runs lately, and also could become an Lancashire contender this year as well.
Over this, though, Sterling, he actually uses the bumper, it looked like a little bit there to get to the inside of the 8 car. And he is going to be back out front here at Richmond International Raceways. We're coming up on the closing stages of the Pontiac Excitement 400. Sterling Marlin still out front here. Less than 2 laps to go. Dale Earnhardt Jr. is still behind him, but I don't think he's going to get there. Sterling Marlin nearly won Dodge's first race back at Las Vegas, but his teammate Kenny Irwin Jr. got it done there. Irwin also got it done last week at California Speedway. But the number 40 is looking like it's going to come home a winner tonight.
Yeah, that was a big win for Sterling. It's been a few years since he got one of these. And you got the Winston next week. That win will lock him into that race. And Sterling Marlin wins at Richmond International Raceway.
And look at this. Dale Earnhardt gets another top 5, 2 top 5s in a row, 4 top 10s in a row. And Jeff Gordon extends his points lead, and Marlin jumps to 3rd. Welcome to NASCAR's All-Star Night. We begin with the Winston Open. Any driver who has not won a race in the past year or is a defending Winston Cup champion finds themselves here. 1996, the Winston winner Michael Waltrip is on the outside of the front row with Ryan Newman, who's just running a partial schedule this year in hopes of running a Rookie of the Year campaign next year, is to his inside there.
Yeah, Ryan really laid down an impressive qualifying lap, there's still a lot of big names in this race that he now able to get here.
Now, Chip, who's your pick to make the big show tonight?
I don't know. I got to go with that 97 car of Greg Biffle, third. He's had a lot of great runs this year. What about you, Bill?
I don't know. I think Michael Waltrip is probably the strongest car, at least equipment-wise, not yet in the main event, where you'll see going to have the first Winston Open segment gear a little longer, followed by the Winston Mobile 5 Sprint for a second slot after. Pace car down pit road.
And green flag is waving here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Ryan, you're in. Michael Waltrip leading start in the Winston Open. Johnny Benson way up high there trying to form a third lane. There's not a long time in this race. It's a sprint. With a double file start there. Here, they're going to be pretty lenient on the officiating tonight soon. It's the cautions, so it really is just all out. Look at that. Greg Biffle, though, running the third, although Johnny Benson has managed to get to the bottom and is actually to Newman's inside coming here to the end of the first lap.
Yeah, Johnny Benson, he's come close to winning a race a couple times in the past year, including the Daytona 500. Oh, and Kevin Harvick spins through the infield back into traffic. That could be really bad. Gets, hard hit from Dave Marcus there into Harvick. The leaders are still going. Benson is out front, followed by, you called it, Chip, Greg Biffle to the inside. Dr. Waltrip is still on board with Nicolasa now, and Biffle consistently looking at the lead.
Yeah, that 97 is just a real good 100 miles afterward. Good be honest, had Dwayne earlier this year, and this is a very similar setup to it. His teammates, Jeff Burton, have won at Texas up here today.
Bobby Hamilton is actually now in the mix. Number 4, Morgan the Firm Motorsports Chevrolet creeping into view, and Jimmy Spencer as well in the 26 car there. Benson still leading as there's just 3 laps to go in this abbreviated race. Oh, Benson way up the track there. Going to get into the wall, and that will allow Biffle to briefly lead, although the 4 of Hamilton is looking the Biffle's inside.
That would be such a massive win for that Morgan the Firm Motorsports team. They've not won anything in years. So that would be huge for them. Although, look at this, another small team, the 26 car, Jimmy Spencer for Brandon Carter and that Kmart Ford. Although, now we've even got the 16 car, Kevin Lepage coming into view. That new team, Hank Aaron Motorsports. Not talked about them a ton this year, but they've made every race and really put together a tolerable season.
Yes, that would be huge for Kevin Lepage, although don't count out that 43 car coming into view now. John Andretti comes to the inside of Kevin Lepage. That we're on the white flag lap here. And Elliott Sadler also trying to battle his way into the Winston as well.
That would be just so big. The year that Petty Enterprises has had lots of cars fail to qualify out of that shop, for them to make it into one of the biggest events of the year.
I think it might just happen. We're going to be 3 wide. Yeah, Bodine to the inside, and Elliott Sadler. But at the line, John Andretti will transfer to the Winston, NASCAR's all-star race here at Solid Motor Speedway.
Well, and Sadler and Bodine will get a second chance in an overall rank.
So yes, with John Andretti locked into the main offense, the second and third place cars from the Open, the 21 of Sadler and the 66 of Bodine, start on the front row for the sprint. Pace car is in, and you thought the last race was wild. Just wait until you see this one. Green flag is out, and good jump there by Elliott Sadler. Another one of those historic teams hoping to have a big night here in Shaw.
Yes, it'd be big for him. It'd also be big for Ty Bodine as well. Although Mike Skinner, I think, driving for a bigger team like Richard Childress Racing would give love to, in some ways it's almost a requirement for him to enter the great scene.
Yeah, that's the second time in 3 weeks you've kind of gotten on Mike Skinner's case, Chip. I don't know. Do you have an ad for him or something?
No, I'll just tell the truth, Bill.
Well, Skinner does have a good run there. Oh no. He gets into the side of the 66 of Bodine, and that takes Bodine and Elliott Sadler out of contention here. Skinner now running away, although that 16 car of Kevin Lepage is coming back into view. The Gulliver with Michael Waltrip getting there on a 3-wide battle there for the inside of Ryan Newman. Skinner now coming to 2 laps to go. Appears to be in pretty solid positioning, although Lepage and Waltrip are beginning to reel him back in.
Of course, only one Waltrip in the field tonight. Adam Petty is back in his 45 car tonight. I don't think he's had the penalty to the Winston, but he does stand a good chance of making the Coca-Cola 600 next week now. And Michael Waltrip is coming inside of the 31 of Skinner.
Yes, white flag in the air. 2 Richard Andy Dale Rad affiliated cars. They're going to battle for the win, although Kevin Lepage would like to crash their party.
Edward Ryan Newman, too. He's coming back into this. What a great run that kid has had tonight.
Yes, he has, Chip, but I don't think it's going to matter as the 3 cars go 3 wide for second place, but Michael Waltrip is going to get that last qualifying position into the Winston, and the Winston's 1996 winner will transfer in once again for another run at it.
Yeah, Michael's never won a race in points, but he has won a win.
And now it's time for the big show, the Winston. Steve Park qualified first for this event, followed by Jeff Gordon. And then we've got the Dale and Dale show on row 2. Dale Earnhardt in that special inverted paint scheme tonight, and Dale Jarrett to his inside.
Yeah, great run for Clark in qualifying, and they won't retailer Martinsville cars did make the big show tonight as Michael Waltrip crept it into that final spot.
Yes, Michael Waltrip made it, as well as John Andretti for Petty Enterprises. Great for both of those drivers. Victory NASCAR's biggest stakes.
Yeah, we go on board, and Michael Waltrip here, he doesn't have to start tail of the field, but there's 3 segments, 2 longer segments, followed by a short dash to the finish, so you've got plenty of time to move up. That is just a great look back at an amazing field of drivers.
21 of NASCAR's best will battle it out tonight for a prize of over $500,000.
Man, what I would do for $500,000, Bill, I tell you what, I could really use that money. I would love to have that.
Yeah, I'm sure you would, Chip, as would all these drivers. And we're going to find out who's going to get it here as they come to the green flag. Steve Park and Jeff Gordon stay head-to-head on the start. If anything, Gordon is actually edging ahead of Park into turns 1 and 2.
Yeah, but I do think that bottom line is going to prevail off of turn 2. Gordon followed back a little bit, and Dale Jarrett now getting a good push behind Park.
Tony Stewart as well coming into view. Looks like Jarrett, who won at Rockingham earlier this year, is going to look to the inside of Park. Park will get credited with leading that first lap, but Jarrett is looking to take the lead here, although even Tony Stewart now, winner at Atlanta, is looking to make a big pass here.
Yeah, it's going to be just tight quarters all night like this, Bill. Dale Earnhardt Jr. Terry Labonte coming on the bottom there now, too. Jr., another special paint scheme car tonight, that MLB All-Star Game car.
Stewart leading Rod Border, the Dale Earnhardt Sr. right behind his son as they are now in the top 5. Earnhardt Sr. has really done a roll the past few weeks. 4 consecutive top 10s, 2 consecutive top 5s, as Stewart gets a little bit of a gap here down the backstretch. Earnhardt Jr. now looking to make the pass for second on Terry Labonte as his father tries to follow him through.
Yeah, Jr. is looking to lead now, and the crowd is starting to go wild here at Talladega Speedway.
He won this race last year as a rookie and is looking to come out to keep up a perfect record here in the Winston.
Yeah, that was from feet last year, winning 2 races in the first 11 weeks and then winning against NASCAR bet in this year. Although his father's pretty good in this race. Oh, and his father's turning around. Look at that. The 3 car in front of traffic. Oh, and a hard hit by Rusty. Oh, no, and the 20th Stewart is flipping over. More cars slipping. Waltrip, Burton, the 6 car of Mark Martin. Everybody's wrecking.
Yeah, the field just got a lot smaller. I think we're counting 7 cars were in that accident. So early 14. Say Dale Earnhardt Jr. is going to hold out Bobby Labonte to win segment number 1 here in the Winston at Charlotte.
Yeah, and he had several less competitors now in segment number 2.
We've reset for the second segment, same length as the first. Coming to the green flag, double file restart with Bobby Labonte and Dale Earnhardt Jr.
That 8 car sure is a rocket ship tonight, Bill. He ran great segment 1. It's really too bad his Fowler didn't sue in this race too, because it looked like he had a pretty fast number 3 car as well.
Yeah, he has to fend for himself now as both his father and his teammate Michael Waltrip are out of this race.
Ricky Rudd now has come up to second place and is hounding Earnhardt Jr. for that lead. Rudd and Terry Labonte, 2 of the oldest drivers in this field besides Earnhardt Sr., looking to prove that they still are worthy of being in NASCAR's All-Star event.
Yeah, Rudd is talking about an all-star performance. Already won 2 races this year. The points a couple of times. Currently second in points. Definitely looking to be one of the best drivers in the series right now.
Yeah, Terry Labonte now looking to run inside. Got his teammate Jerry Nadeau in tow. Jerry is very good at these mile-and-a-half race up the line. Last year and led a lot of laps here at Charlotte in the 600 with Green as well.
We're back to full. Pete Park is in the middle where he's trying to neck the Nico to the pole.
Benito to come back in the view as Terry Labonte leads 3 wide though. Looks like Jerry Nadeau and now the 88 of Jarrett are going to go to his inside. Jarrett once again leading here on Park tries to follow him through.
Looks like the 25 car of Nadeau got the wall off the corner there, and that's going to give Jarrett a little bit of breathing room out front here in the segment. And coming off turn 4, Dale Jarrett is going to win segment number 2 with Ricky Rudd, his teammate, in second. And here it is, the run for the money, the final segment of the 2001 running of the Winston. It's a short dash compared to the first two. Teammates Dale Jarrett and Ricky Rudd lead them back to the green flag.
Good launch by Terry Labonte there on the outside. He is going to make this 3 wide, but I don't think it's going to work. Jarrett got a pretty good launch too. Actually, third his teammate Rudd as they come down the backstretch.
Yeah, I would say probably it's just Jarrett, Rudd, and Steve Park. Park is in third, but he starts in the falls, had a good car all night. And then the 2 Ford teammates out front. Look at this, Ricky Rudd to the inside of Jarrett. Looks like he is going to get there, make that pass.
Yes, Rudd now to the inside and is clear of his teammate Jarrett with Steve Park in tow. Man, what a win this would be for him.
He won the Daytona 500. He won at Talladega. He's led the points. The season of Rudd continues here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Ricky Rudd beats Steve Park to the line to win the Winston.
We said Daytona was one of the biggest runs of this year, Bill, but this has got to be up there too. And that's a great practice run for NASCAR's longest night next week, the Coca-Cola 600.
Yes, it will be exciting to see what happened in the Coca-Cola 600. Until then, this is Bill and Chip signing off.